that's Alex's favourite film.
Is it?
It's one of my favourite films.
Yeah, it's probably my favourite Shyamalan film.
Yeah,
but like that film proves that the motherfucker knows what he's doing when he decides to. Like
Yeah.
because that film was made with intent, and he was doing a specific, and like every single shot in that film is so well thought out and has so much to do with the story.
That's true.
You know,
but that doesn't save a whole career. But anyway, welcome to the Weviewd. Welcome to the Weviewd podcast, a brother and sister podcast where we talk about movies and TV shows, but also lots of random stuff too. Today we have a guest. We have Mickey back.
Welcome, Mickey.
Hello, I'm here again.
I'm back again.
I'm back again. Did you miss me? I bet you missed me.
Where have you been?
I think you were missed. I think you were missed because after a certain point, it's just me and Alex just talking at each other.
I can't referee whatever goes on between the both of you.
You might have to though. You might have to be the
I'm not here.
dissenting voice.
I'm not here, so you can go.
Mickey,
you know,
what? I'm gonna say, Mickey.
you
What do you
decide. Yeah, you decide which one of us is right.
Sometimes it's good to have a third though.
Yeah, another voice. Just because, like, it might turn that me and Kathleen join forces.
Yeah.
And just giggle at you for like 20 minutes.
Which
That's
isn't
the
right,
problem.
you know. We should have like a safety word.
Yeah.
I listen to the podcast, so I know what he's on about.
Okay, so we first want to start with some news. Let's do some news. Alex, what's the news saying?
Oh no, I was like, I wanted to talk about Sean Kingston. Sean Kingston and his mum are in prison.
And his mum.
And his
And
mum.
his
Okay, so
mum.
I'm fully out of the loop on this. You've got to tell me what's going on.
It came up randomly on like just like on social media. I was scrolling and it says like it's got their mug shot, and you're like, wait a sec.
Are you kidding? His
Yeah.
mum as well?
So like this goes back to when he was actually making music and he was like basically getting lots of jewelry and stuff and like getting sponsored stuff, and because it was personalized, the resale value of it goes down. So nobody wants his like his diamond encrusted Casio watch. Do you know what I mean? With his name on it, and cause he stopped being famous. And so basically, they were leveraging his once fame to get like free stuff, which wasn't really free, and then they start being actual scams. Like,
that's messed up.
play this gig here, or play this event, or I can endorse this and I can bring people to your thing, and they wouldn't go through with it and just never show up.
So just real scammy behaviour.
Yeah, no, there's like a whole range of scams. Not just him. His mum's in it as well because she's been backing him up with some of the scams, and like, but he's had loads of lawsuits. You can look up
Amateur hour.
like it's been happening for years apparently.
And now it's come to a head. Like he's been sentenced or
Yeah, I think he's been sentenced, but like I think my voodoo doll actually works because I got called Sean Kingston a lot at university. After Biggie died, like I got called Big Enough, but now when it was beautiful girl, it was like I was Keenan and then I was Sean Kingston.
Oh God, no!
Right?
But what I love about that is that I for ages I was like, wait, how is that guy with Ariana Grande? You know, I didn't clock that she was with Big Sean because I always thought that guy was Big Sean because he was a big guy.
Wow.
So like
So you mix Big Sean,
Big Sean, who's
And Sean
actually really
Kingston.
small. You know, so
Yeah.
I had a moment. Damn, that's actually kind of deep. Like that type of fraud. It's not cool.
with the exception of
It's a friendly crime, you know, in my opinion, at least.
White
You know?
collar.
Yeah, with white collar.
I
mean,
have-
racketeering. There's something inherently funny about it.
yeah, there is something inherently funny because people have been caught up by their own greed somewhat, but like sometimes like just because I want to see some good music, I've been scammed. So it's you got to feel sorry for it. Now these days there's so much scams
And tickets are not cheap. Let's be honest, they're not cheap.
I don't go see live music no more. Because of that.
I like smaller gigs. I like smaller gigs. I have been to a few bigger ones, but nothing like more than 1,000 people.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of arena-sized gigs because the person is really small, so you end up really watching them on the TV.
They never play the songs you want.
Yeah, and they're like trying to push some random album that you're just like, I'm not a fan of that. I want your old stuff. Like I would never go see Pink, even though our little sister's seen Pink like 4 times or something, because I liked Pink when she used to be black.
What music is Pink making now?
I think it's sad country or something.
Sad country.
I
music?
don't know.
That's never been her brand.
No, it's never. But like what
Child
evs?
Nana.
Yeah.
Sorry. She
So I'm like, say my name.
she was part of that bag. She was part of the Dark Child. Anyway, let's not get off the.
Yeah, we're going.
No,
into
this is still
deep
the
music
subject.
hole.
Like, I had animosity with Sean Kingston. That's what I wanted to say, and I'm not glad
was
he's
personal.
in prison. It was personal. Back in 99, I did a little crime. Yes, you confessed in your first song. That's literally one of his lines. I'm like, bro, you're 12. How did you do something back in 99? Sorry, that's how angry it was making me. But I'm kind of glad, and now there's only one.
There is only one. Okay. Why do I really want to watch Highlander now?
You can't watch it nowadays. It's just...
It's not the same. It's not the same.
I think we say this like once a year, Highlander, we can't watch it.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, a lot.
Goonies is the same as well.
The Goonies is aged. Yeah, there's a lot of whip. Yeah.
There's parts in the Goonies. Actually, I don't feel like the Goonies is problematic.
The Goonies is problematic.
Which part?
I think it's problematic. I think it's boring.
Just like, it is also a little boring, but like there's some chill racism in there.
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
The Spanish lady, the Chinese kids.
Oh,
I mean, the fact that they call the Chinese kid Data is like enough. Anyway.
Why?
It's not as bad as Dip Dong something from, I want to say Pretty in Pink. Pretty in Pink.
Oh yeah.
One of those movies.
Where every time he talks, it's
but
like
also
a
not
dong.
just the racism. Also like the chunk character in general was problematic, and Sloth also basically.
Sloth
oh
love
my
chunk.
god, yeah.
You know that's.
Oh my god, stop! You destroyed my time.
Well, like even watching it,
Sloth love chunk.
as a young adult, I'd watch it so much as a kid.
And the truffle shuffle, yeah, it's not cool.
I had a whole t-shirt with the truffle shuffle on it, wearing it proudly.
No, I don't agree with him with the truffle shuffle not being cool. I just think it's just.
No, but I'm pretty sure that the guy that played Chunk was not cool with it.
It wasn't
He's
Hall
a
of
lawyer
Fame,
now.
but like,
He's
yeah,
a
no,
lawyer.
he lost all the weight because of the role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, you know, if
the
he
80s was
protested,
harsh.
80s was harsh, but also you got to remember Vietnam wasn't that long ago.
Cocaine, man.
People were getting killed left, right, centre. Heroin's coming over. Crack epidemic's about to start.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Get ready for
Damn.
good times we're living today, then, isn't it?
Oh god. Mickey, have you got any news for us? Anything that's happened in your scope of the world?
Anything that's happened in my scope of the world? No, nothing particularly interesting, I suppose. Obviously Val Kilmer passed away.
Oh yeah, rest in peace, Val Kilmer.
That was a thing.
Oh my god,
that hit me like a ton of bricks. But to be honest, I think we all saw it coming in the back of our minds a little bit. Hey,
Yeah,
I was
after
hoping
his
he'd like,
stroke
make one last movie.
he was in
Maverick.
Yeah,
he was in
Maverick.
That was
That's 3 years
really
ago
cool.
now.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Like
That shot during lockdown.
Yeah.
it feels like a
That was-
lockdown
yeah,
film.
yeah,
It
yeah.
feels like a lockdown film.
That was
Feels
fun,
like a
fun movie.
No external shots.
You know, or if it is, it's like, is everyone there when you're shooting that?
You feel
Are
lonely.
you like?
Oh, I see you built a room just for Val Kilmer's scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So deep.
They obviously went to him.
What's your favourite film?
Ever?
Val Kilmer film.
Oh right. You know what? Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Sorry, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is my favorite one of his because for me it's like he's finally come back. You know, like that was his return film, kind of like how Robert Downey Jr.
Everyone's going through
Same
redemption arcs in that film.
Yeah. I thought was it Tombstone?
Tombstone's wicked.
That was a really good film, but
Have you
I'm not
seen
really
that?
into like westerns.
Have you seen
I
Tombstone?
fell asleep.
It's a solid western.
I think I'm into like stupid westerns. You know, kind of like
Oh, you're a daisy if you do.
yeah, and obviously Batman, but his Batmans were both really camp and quite shit.
His
but-
Batman's, he only did one.
I swear he did 2.
No, it's George Clooney did the other one.
Ah, right. So he was just like the one with the Riddler and Two-Face.
Yeah.
The one where everyone hated each other in it.
Yeah, basically. And yeah,
I'm trying to think.
I think he just had a really good name. You know, that was I loved his
Mad
name.
Mordigan in
Obviously.
Go
on, it's Willow.
Willow.
In Willow, yes, of course.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Actually, that was my favorite film.
And the only reason I knew he was ill is because he wasn't in that terrible TV show.
Oh, I thank God he
At
wasn't in
all.
that terrible TV show because that TV show was terrible.
But he would have said something about it. He would have done something. He wouldn't have just let it like.
Oh,
That was
man,
awful.
That was so.
Did you see it?
Oh,
No.
it was
the Willow
so
TV show.
bad. It actually destroyed the whole Willow universe in a way.
So like the opposite of what they did for the Dark Crystal show.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can say that hand on the heart.
And yet neither of them got renewed.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is going on? I feel so tired.
There's no laws to the universe. Do you know what I mean?
You can do an amazing show, you still get cancelled.
Yeah.
You do a shit show, you still get cancelled.
That's how
Like,
it is, yeah.
I've never forgiven Fox for Firefly. Ever.
The film was mid as well.
I mean, but
So mid.
it's so mid, but it did bookmark it.
Yeah,
good
it gave,
enough.
it
Killed
gave
off
you
the
enough
best
of what
character.
But it created, but then it created a whole fan base. Just like, well, if you like this, watch the show they made that they cancelled. So it just made you angry.
So yeah, no, it basically got a whole
Alex,
new
it's like a
generation
loop.
of people.
Yeah, no,
angry
that's
about
what happened to
A
me.
loop of evil.
I knew you'd watched it, but you told me about the film coming out. So I watched the film, and I was like, it's a great film. Let me go back and watch the show. I'm like, why did they stop this?
So
All you've got is the film.
Well, now you got the film now to
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
it if you didn't want to watch
Such
it.
a
Oh.
good concept, you know, like a space western, rebels.
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion in his prime, you know. Just, it was a good show.
Yeah.
It was a good show.
I mean, who was the director that we hated? Don't we hate him?
Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon.
We hate Joss Whedon, don't we?
Yeah, we
do
hate Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon.
Our first episode is
It's a
is about why Joss Whedon couldn't.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I thought our first was he can't finish. Every
A
time he
franchise.
gets on a franchise, he destroys it.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams. That was
J.J.
our
Abrams.
first.
All right,
J.J.
J.J. Abrams. So
Abrams.
not Joss Whedon.
J.J. Abrams was our first episode.
Yeah.
I was
That's
just
true,
like, we're
that's
pissed at him the whole time.
Yeah.
Joss Whedon has fallen off though. He made some amazing shit back then. Obviously Buffy, everybody knows him for Buffy.
Yeah, true.
And
But there's been so much controversy that's come out
Yeah,
about
Yeah,
the
he can't
cast.
escape
and
the
what's gone on.
racism claims.
Yeah.
my favourite thing that he's probably made is The Cabin in the Woods. I think you wrote
Yeah,
it.
Cabin in the
I think
Woods
you're
was
right,
really good. It was a
And
good
that
concept.
felt like kind of classic Joss Whedon
Yeah.
fucking around.
Yeah, good bit of comedy. Bounce back with like the script, keeping to certain notes of lore.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It really, for me, that film almost kind of like is a watershed moment in horror movies, the way that like Blazing Saddles was a watershed for westerns, where it's like after Blazing Saddles came out, you couldn't really make a certain type of western anymore because people would just take the piss out of it and be like, oh, but Blazing Saddles already kind of took the piss out of this. Same thing with Cabin in the Woods came out in 2013. Like good horror movies effectively started coming out in the decade after that. So I don't think it's because of that film, but I think it like represented a shift into like the fan bases were pissed off with a lot of the same things and they wanted something more. And so,
But doesn't
Interesting.
So
after
wait,
Blazing
you're
Saddles, you had a lot of these revisions.
Are you saying Cabin in the Woods is the Blazing Saddles of horror movies?
No.
Hey, sorry, I lost you there.
Took us
So
on a journey.
No, because Blazing Saddles is much better in relation to like Blazing Saddles is a much bigger thing in relation to that its genre than Cabin in the Woods is, but they act as like the same kind of thing.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like the horror genre had become hammy up until that point, and then you had like Dawn of the Dead after that or something like that. Or
Not necessarily, but I think stuff like
Fun of the
there was a
Solution.
lot more popular, good, well thought out, like thinky horror films that came out after
Give me an
Cabin in
example.
the Woods.
Rather than just gore and in your
Yeah.
face like
Yeah.
jump scares.
I
Same
think
with like after.
I think that for me
after-
there was a genre split though. I think from growing up, gore and horror were the same thing,
Yeah.
and then I think with Silence of the Lambs and stuff like that,
psychological.
you could go
horror.
into.
I wouldn't call that a horror though. I'd call
Would
that
you
a
not?
thriller.
Thriller?
Yeah.
You could call it thriller,
And it's
but
bad, but I've not seen Silence of the Lambs.
It's good. It's also problematic.
yeah. It's quite transphobic. I was like,
I mean, it's worth watching for that, just to be.
But
like,
I went
just to see
straight to
what
the
it-
Hannibal TV series and like lost my mind. So yeah, I don't know if I'm the best person.
I think
I
the
feel like I
first
can't
film
remember it
that,
now. I'm like, wait a sec, why is it? No, man, don't remember about transphobic.
I
But
think the first film that Hannibal Lecter appears in is the '80s film Manhunter by Michael Mann, and he's played by Brian Cox, and that is a terrifying Hannibal Lecter. Yeah.
Damn.
But like you can
Hannibal
see where.
Lecter. See, look, I felt like, like I was saying with the thriller aspect of some of the horror movies you have now, I still feel like with Silence of the Lambs, the fact that when he does the whole actual moving, it is quite like a ghostly sort of, it's determined and he just does it. Do you know what I mean? Which is like it's like I think it still sits in the horror. If we go to blockbusters, it's gonna be in the horror.
Yeah,
show.
some people call it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm picky about this stuff.
Yeah.
No,
I
that
do-
makes sense.
yeah.
Like, I think I had a conversation with Alex ages ago about what is a thriller. Do you remember we were like
yeah.
breaking down the notes of what makes a thriller and a horror?
7 is that
7, yeah, because I
Thriller.
finally watched 7.
Yeah.
So it's a thriller.
Good fucking thriller.
Thriller. Okay,
Yeah.
so what is a horror? What would you say is a horror?
I would say a
The
horror
mystics of it.
takes place less in the real world.
So,
Well, I don't know.
No,
about
so
that one.
like a horror can be based in the real world.
Yeah.
Absolutely can, but like there's like an artistic freedom and a license that you get to do with a horror film that you don't get to do with a thriller movie.
Yeah. Okay, I get that. All right. So a thriller would actually have realism to it. You know, like this person over there did something really bad because of X, Y, Z, and not because like they called on the force of a demon and got like powers.
It doesn't necessarily have to be supernatural. It just means that the way that you represent things in the film is perhaps a little bit more abstract, or like you play around with those kind of feelings more than you would in a thriller.
I always thought a horror was it's in your face, and a thriller is you have to guess what's going on.
So Scream is not a horror movie.
Scream is
even though it's satirical and what you think of it, is it a horror movie?
It's a horror movie,
but it's set in the
but it's in the genre. It uses all of the genre tropes. Like
on purpose.
It's a genre film. Like
on purpose.
Like, absolutely.
Scream was meant to be the original name for another horror film, wasn't it?
What about have you seen Wes Craven's New Nightmare? The one from the 90s, where all of the people from Nightmare on Elm Street play the actors that played the characters in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh God, no.
Wow, that's just like a movie within a movie.
Alex doesn't like horror.
No, I'm not a fan of horror movies because I can't suspend belief. Why would you get out of your nice warm car to go into that cabin, that house?
Because that's where the sounds are coming from. That's where the ominous lights coming out.
It's that black fear. I think it's...
That's where all that fog is inexplicably seeping out.
You're talking about... I know your people have been kidnapped many times, right?
Just let you know, Mickey's... Would you classify yourself? I don't want to assume.
On many things. I'm a multifaceted individual.
His melanin is not as deep as Alex and I.
What you mean? I swear if he gets a tan, he's like, it look like he's a desert man.
You're giving like sub-Saharan.
He's African.
More African than we are.
North African.
Wow. North African. Just put that in
I'm
there.
just being real. Like,
not the whole continent, just the north bit. Like.
Yeah, mate, it's almost France.
I've been to the south of France. It's almost Africa.
Mate. I must admit, the first time I went to Morocco, I was like, I'm home. I had a whole like,
yeah, this is nice.
Yeah, I'm from this continent right here. Yeah,
Mother Africa.
I put my hands in the dirt. I was like, ooh,
cradle of fucking civilization.
Oh my God, I think I said that recently.
Some yellow cake.
Because I didn't know what yellow cake was.
You didn't know what yellow. Dave Chappelle reference.
Dave Chappelle, yeah, exactly.
I did tell Alex, Alex, what is yellow cake?
The yellow cake uranium.
And when they brought yellow cake, I was like, why is that so dangerous? Man, talk about a joke going over my head for like 20 years. But anyway, going back to
what you actually thought that, like, why they brought you cake? It's so random.
Didn't get it.
No, yellow cake is actually. Don't drop that shit.
Don't drop that shit. Don't drop that shit right there.
Love it, some black guy. Anyway, guys, you should watch old Dave Chappelle stuff. So going back to what we were originally talking about, because we have spiraled.
No, that's a good opening. It's been 18 minutes. That's fine.
Oh, look, the notes. She's bringing out the notes.
Sound paper. Yeah. I've got 2 sets of notes. Okay, so what do you guys want to
talk
talk
about? 1 set of notes
first?
and 2 sets of paper.
I do. One is electronic and one, I don't know the pin to my password. So who wants to do a first review?
You go ahead, Kat.
Are you actually kidding me?
Yeah.
I get to go first. Okay, so this may be kind of strange because I'm the only person who watches anime frequently here. But I'm going to start with the anime.
Castlevania, is it?
Lazarus.
I will stab you. Alex! Don't fuck around with me.
Sorry.
If it's Lazarus, I'd rather not hear about it because I haven't seen the episode yet.
Yeah, Lazarus isn't an anime, but, it's cute. So
it
came out like what, yesterday or something, 2 days ago?
It's still not an
I haven't
anime.
seen it yet. It's made by the geezer that made Cowboy Bebop.
I have to look at his notes. I have to look at the credits.
I have to consult my.
Let me
consult the bones.
Is Cowboy Bebop anime?
Yes, 100%.
Right, so this is the new Bebop, made by the same people. How is that not?
Can I ask you a question?
I need to know where it was drawn.
Before you start, how many people from a property making a new one say from the makers of?
Yeah.
Everyone
Can it be one person and say this from the makers of this movie?
That's a good point. From the maker.
Yeah.
I have to be single, no? You know
So-
how they do from the producer of this film?
Yeah, that because there was some poster I saw recently for some movie. I was like, Jordan Peele presents, but it's not a Jordan Peele film.
thing. Yeah, no.
He's just got the money.
He just came and was like, here's a dosh.
He's licensing his name out.
Why not? But then people will go and see it and be like, oh,
Jordan Peele presents. It does look good.
Anyway, Kevin, go on. So,
Yes, okay, so there's this anime called Frieren. I can never say it. Frieren. And it's essentially a fantasy anime. And the reason why it's doing so well right now is because the story is very deep. Okay, so essentially it starts with an adventure group. You've got an elf, you've got a mage, you've got a dwarf, and you've got the human hero. And they've just come back from defeating the king. You know, the demon king who the king told them to take out. And it's
like Dungeons and Dragons.
yeah, kind of, yeah, in that sort of fantasy world. And as they get to the kind of the king, and they get the blessings for like actually completing the task, it's essentially what happens afterwards. The elf is like, all right, I'm gonna go for a walk and get some magic, and I'll see you guys in like 50 years or something. And they're like, and it's all about, actually investing in the people with the time that you have with them. Because by the time the elf comes back, everyone's old, and they promise each other to, develop relationships and develop like, I don't know, a space together. And they even had statues and stuff made of them. But the elf is like, oh, I didn't know all this was going on, because they were just over there, So it's a quite emotionally deep story about being with the people who matter to you and actually not taking everything for granted.
sorry, can I just ask? Is it a series? Is it
It's
one
a series.
film, or
Yeah,
is
it's a series,
Is it
so it's
bookended?
like-
So it goes from. Is it like, how some animes and stuff they can just never end because just the story is just built like that. Is it a tale from start to finish? Like,
Well, season 1, is out, and the tale does go on further, in the comic, in the manga. But what they have produced for season 1 is really, really good. And it does have a beginning, middle, end, in terms of a story for this adventure, and it's really good. It's got great humor. The drawing, again, it goes back to almost Cell. There's very little digital influence in it, so it's actually quite beautiful, and it's getting like loads of awards, in the kind of anime world. Versus this other one called Solo Leveling, which is a Korean-based one.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, everyone knows about that one because it's like a battle anime based off a web comic, so not a traditional manga.
Built-in audience.
Yeah, and really like, because it's built as a scroll type of webcomic, it's the story isn't as developed, but the fighting, the animation is so good. Right. So these two are battling each other right now for the top billing, like the Oscars of anime.
But it seems like they've both got very different strengths.
Big time. But then it comes back to like who their target audience is.
where they shown, it's like sometimes if there's a paywall between you and watching this, so that affects its
True.
market
It's true,
as well.
but
Where are they being seen, these two?
Well, both of them come from, one's a webcomic, so it would be online, and that's free.
You would
basically.
watch it.
It's everywhere. And then one is a manga, but if you're watching it, Frieren is on Netflix now, and Solo Leveling is on Crunchyroll, but I think it's also licensed somewhere else. So most nerds have Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
So
that's
they
the thing.
have that.
Yeah.
And also internet, you can watch it free in many different places. I'm not advertising that, but like you can see it both wherever.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to talk about that one because it's a really good, interesting part of media that we don't really talk about much because like Alex doesn't really watch anime.
I'll have to check out Frieren. That sounds like something I'd be interested in.
It's really beautiful. Yeah. It's very well drawn. But yeah, I would give it like as an anime, I would give it a 9 out of 10. To be honest.
9 out of 10.
Yeah.
So the soundtrack is banging.
Yes. Yeah. Sound is
The
very good.
hesitation didn't sound right.
Well, the thing is, with a soundtrack, you're talking about the emotional
did
sound,
you know?
the opening
Did you notice
sound.
it?
Yeah,
Did you hum the songs?
No, it's not that type
Okay,
of
cool.
catchiness.
It's powerful enough, but you don't have to.
Yeah. It's not like Miyazaki, Howl's Moving Castle. I'll know that music. It's not that level.
Okay, cool. So it's still a 9.
Yes. Okay.
Cool.
Maybe it's an 8. It's an 8.
So
No. You questioned me enough. It's an 8.
No, because this is what we do. We like put it back a set. Put it in relation to something. And you said Miyazaki, and then.
And then I thought about how I felt watching, Spirited Away or Howl's Moving Castle. Then I was like, oh, actually,
Are they
they've turned down a bit.
Yeah. How close are they to Miyazaki?
No.
Because
Okay.
this
All right,
open.
maybe it's 7 actually. Maybe it's 7. Maybe it's something. Maybe it's something.
Wow, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I put the
but
thoughts
anyway, I
in your
want
head.
to do like my least interesting review now. So,
Yeah.
guys, who wants to go next? Who wants to?
Just want to you go next, Mickey.
Okay. Well, so I suppose we were talking about television. I just finished watching. So just the last episode came out last week of Common Side Effects.
Did you move the mic away from you?
No. You
Cool.
good?
It just looks smaller than it was before.
I can bring it a little bit further.
It's fine. Listen to it. You got the headphones.
Oh yeah, I do have the headphones here.
Power.
Yeah. So, I just finished the first season of Common Side Effects animated television show. From the same, I think one of the same creators that made a TV show that came out last year called Scavenger's Reign. If anybody saw that,
No, I gotta look it up.
that was incredible. I mean, it was again made from a short film, like a 10-minute short animated film online. I think also called Scavenger's Reign, which didn't have any dialogue. It was just about these people that land on an alien planet that's got the craziest kind of environment you could possibly imagine. Everything is interrelated. The flora and fauna like interact with each other in a kind of the way that you wish kind of it did in the Avatar movies, but like much better. And it's also quite a little bit gory when it needs to be. And then they flesh that into a season of television, which was about a crew that had crash landed on a planet and trying to find their way back to the ship, but were all split up. So you had a lot of these kind of parallel stories. With basically them versus the environment, or them using their environment to their advantage to be able to find their way home. Very, very cool. But then now recently there's a new TV show out called Common Side Effects, which is like a thriller, set in the real world about a dude that finds a mushroom and the implications of this mushroom, and then mushrooms. Big Pharma very quickly finding about. So you basically got
I've seen this
Common Side Effect.
Yeah. Common Side Effect.
It's a hippie with a mushroom.
Yeah, I've seen this trailer.
A big pharma company, like the CIA, is popping off.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it somewhere.
It is good.
Have I watched this?
It is fast. It moves very fast. The episodes are only 20 minutes long, and they're just short.
I have watched
way too short.
Yeah, I've watched episodes of this.
Okay. It's fantastic. It's got the main voices are fantastic. I forget one of the FBI agents in it, the DEA agents in it, has been in another animated show, which was really good. It's got Mike Judge does a lot of the voices for it, and so like half of the characters just kind of sound like Hank Hill, which is fantastic.
That's why I know it's man. Hank Hill. Sorry, go on. I love that voice. It's classic. It does the what's that show? Rock and Roll Stories. I'll tell you about it later.
I don't know. But yeah, I'd highly recommend watching it, especially now that all the episodes are out, because I was watching it week to week, and every episode ends with a cliffhanger, and it was driving me insane. But the season concludes itself in a very satisfying way. Season 2 is coming out. I can't really talk much about it, though, because every episode, more layers get revealed to the story, and if I kind of explain any of it, it's just going to ruin it. But you could watch it in an evening or a weekend now, I imagine, quite easily.
Oh, okay. All right. What would you give it? Like, at least season 1?
I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I'd give that an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Yeah. Probably about the same that I gave Scavenger's Reign as well. They're just both incredibly... Like, the animation on these shows is amazing.
I was going to say, I really like the art. It's different. It doesn't feel flat, you know?
So they do this, like, weird film grain thing on it. So it looks like it's been shot on 35mm, even though it hasn't, which looks very neat. But I'd say that if you're interested in the animation, Scavenger's Reign is much more incredible because of just the way they animate a lot of the alien life. It's just batshit insane. Yeah, whereas this is obviously set in the real world, so it's it's a bit more grounded. Yeah. But like two shows, like they're really, really different from one another, but at the same time, I don't know, somehow linked. You can tell that it's the same people involved.
That's cool.
But yeah, very excited to see what
I do love the fact that, adult animation is so big and there's so many different like components that are coming out, and it's not all just coming from Japan. I freaking love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also like the fact that they are influencing each other. It wouldn't have gone. I've seen this still looks quite like it's the Common Side Effects looks like it's heavily influenced by the Asian style of interesting proportionality.
Oh, right, a really big head, small body, or like big eyes, or certain features that's like.
Everybody's got tiny mouths in that show.
Yeah, I was gonna say this guy's lips are like non-existent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it also feels like how like a weird kid would doodle in school.
The way kid's sitting in the corner is just like.
And he's
doodling on
done
the
these
side.
mad characters that look exactly like this. I'm like, yo, can I change seats, please?
Oh my gosh! All right, Alex, come on, you'll go.
So I think this is a big opportunity because we've all watched it. Mickey 17.
Oh,
Going straight into it.
why
Oh,
I'm
okay.
Well, no, you're here for Mickey 17, Mickey. I thought it'd be good to do it with you, and it's also a good opportunity to, while we're in a good flow of things, talk about something. Do you want to do that now, or do you want to talk about
No,
later?
let's do it now. Let's do it now.
I'm gonna talk about something else.
No, it needs to go because it's fresh.
See,
It's
Cat's
fresh.
got notes here.
So I'm saying, Kevin's got notes, and like
Oh, you want to hear what I've got to say? You want to hear what I've got to say about this one? Go on, Alex, you go first.
I was gonna say, whilst it was enjoyable, everyone that I've spoken to said it was okay. I think the expectations of where they could have taken it, I think they went down like a slapstick route with it, where it didn't have to be. Why? Catherine's giving me a but like, I
knew I was
still
related to you for a reason.
But I feel like there was cuts and stuff in there that didn't make sense, and little side stories that we could have blew up. And I'd like to know, like 17, I feel like maybe you should have gone to like 28 or something like that. I think 17 is such a random number just to stop killing him. Like, do you know what I mean? Sorry. Anyway, no, but is this a spoiler-free review or
No, we're going hard. If you haven't
Spoilers,
watched it,
yeah.
oops.
spoilers?
You had how long?
You can stream it now. So
You can
go
stream-
to pause the podcast, go watch it, come back.
Don't pause the podcast. You never come back. No, Kat, go on. What did you
Okay,
say?
so all right, so I loved it, but also it was boring. I'm sorry, it was. Themes I felt were corporate Christianity. It was a new sci-fi with new ideas, which I really liked, but they put too much in the trailer, and I wasn't surprised by anything. It was more of a comedy than it was a drama, but it felt like it wasn't either. So it's like, pick one. Are you going to be a comedy? Then go into comedy. Where's the comedic character? Or if you're going to be a drama, go into drama. It just sat in this weird sort of middle area.
That's Korean films, though.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Really, it was a love story in space. End of story. That's me.
Mickey, a quick preamble before we go into like different parts of it.
I mean, I agree with some things there. I disagree with others.
He looks offended,
Such a nice
clutching his
guy.
pearls.
No, because I'm not catching my first because I didn't like it that much either. I mean, it was fine.
Yeah,
it was
fine
a
was
fine
the word.
film, but I think I kind of felt the same way about this. Probably a little bit less than I did with like Snowpiercer or something. Snowpiercer at least had the fucking just very badass fight scenes in it, but really kind of like not much else. And I do think that the theme in Mickey 17 was basic. Like there wasn't much interesting to chew on there. Like I don't really have a problem with it not picking a lane with regards to being like a thriller or a romance or a drama or a comedy, because that is why I watch Bong Joon-ho movies. All of his films do that in one way or another, but I do feel that this was just, I don't know, like I felt that he could have done better with like less of a budget almost, you know?
Yeah.
And also I think I'm also just getting to the point where I realise that I don't like his English language films as much as I like his Korean films. But I don't know, having said that, Mark Ruffalo was hilarious, even though he was doing just a straight Trump impersonation.
He was. Oh my god.
I mean, but it was funny. I enjoyed
I hate
that.
his accent so much.
Tony
It's
Collette
the
is
worst.
incredible.
Oh,
I love Tony Collette in kind of whatever she does, but she was almost playing like what you would expect a Tilda Swinton role in a Bong Joon-ho film to be.
That's a good point.
That one joke about the sauces was overplayed.
Oh my
It was
god.
funny
so
the
much.
first time it happened.
Oh my god.
But I don't know. It didn't offend me, but like I was really disappointed because his last film was 6 years ago and it was Parasite. So
Wow.
Yeah, I was thinking about Parasite recently as I was like kind of gearing up to watch this film, and I realized that Parasite for me is not a necessarily good film. It's just a story that hasn't been told in modern day, and that's why it did so well.
What do you mean is a story that hasn't been told?
Like, it's a story of poor people, rich people, and how we try to be in each other's lives and take over each other, etc. And I feel like that story hasn't been told in a long time, and Parasite did it in a certain way that really resonated in a lot of people outside of Korea and East Asian
Wait,
films.
so didn't that film with Justin Timberlake do it with the countdown on arms at a time?
Alex, that's so disturbing. So hard right now. I was stabbing you so hard right now.
You were like rich people, poor people living together to work it out.
How does your mind work? That's
Yeah.
like that's like the first.
I thought you were gonna say Logan's Run for a sec.
Like Logan's.
Yeah,
No,
you said
but
something.
We haven't done that in a long time. I swear that Timberlake film did that. I swear they did that in the sorry.
You're lucky your arms length.
Yeah.
Far away.
It's so far
purpose.
away.
So far. Alex, what do you think of it? Come on.
Okay, so let's put it in like perspective, man. Right? It's not Moon. You had 100 more characters and you couldn't match
Yes.
a robotic Spacey and a couple of Sam Rockwells. That was one thing. I think
a couple of Sam Rockwell.
Just ruin that movie for anyone that ain't seen it.
I've had a couple of you.
we've already reviewed Moon. Every time we've done spoiler, all right. Every spoiler alert is for the rest of the time. Every time you listen to the podcast, you need to go back to the podcast to listen to all our spoiler alerts because we've already done this with Moon, and so it's been spoiler. I'd have to say it again. There you go.
Yeah, no, fair. That's fair.
No, I really enjoyed it as a little spectacle to watch with some mates, and it was a good film for that.
Yeah.
Because you don't. I thought you might have had to concentrate the whole time. You don't have to concentrate the whole time.
No.
You could do something else. You can play a video game while it's on. It is not offensive. I feel like, I thought the whole film was going to be at how each 17 of them died.
Mm.
But when I learned they've already got to the planet before they've even done most of the Mickeys, I was like, okay, cool. But I would have liked to have seen a bit more from that. I didn't even know who the director was going into it. I was just interested in a type of that type of genre. But I have to say, what I noticed was it felt like Judge Dredd in the 90s. An American film shot with English actors. Mm-hmm. Then all the cast was English.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's that guy. Oh, that's that guy.
Yeah.
So maybe it was shot over here in Pinewood Studios.
Yeah,
Right?
it felt like but Americans can fly over here all the time. So I'm saying, like, I would have thought, it just didn't feel like, it felt like, same thing with Fifth Element as well. A lot of Fifth Element, a lot of the auxiliary staff, crew were
True.
English.
That's true. Can I just say something? Fifth Element has definitely come back into the zeitgeist recently, and it's for a good reason, because that is how you do a good sci-fi. You've got a whole world set up, and this is what I liked about Mickey 17. It didn't give me like what happened to the planet. Why is there a sandstorm? Why is everyone trying to leave and live in the colonies? It didn't do that. It didn't do like loads of exposition, which I feel that Fifth Element did. But where Fifth Element had a good storyline and went in a certain direction, Mickey 17 was essentially a diary entry that just went on really long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
And the best part of it, I feel, is what's his face acting, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
I think
He's very good in it.
He's very good.
I could tell the difference between the two.
The two
Yeah,
Ds, yeah,
he
it was
did,
very impressive.
He did really, really well,
Yeah.
and I love that. But like, he couldn't hold up the whole film.
No.
He couldn't, and everyone around him just wasn't it. If that makes sense, except for his girlfriend, she was wicked. But everyone else just wasn't it.
I didn't like Mark Ruffalo.
I didn't either. It was too comical.
He had a snort and a ha 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 ha.
It
Very
was-
similar to his character
it was
in
slapstick.
Poor Things. You saw Poor Things.
Oh, I didn't, because I'm just really not into Emma Stone right now.
The last Mark Ruffalo film I really liked him in was
So
probably
wrong.
Ragnarok.
I'm just like, yes, Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, where he,
Actually, I saw him in freaking She-Hulk, for 5 seconds.
he wasn't good in that. I said the last good thing he was in.
Ruffalo,
Yeah.
he's been in good things, mate. I like Ruffalo. I don't mind him.
Blindness? No, Blindness.
Spotlight. I watch that film
What's
every
that
year.
one where
Spotlight.
Eternal Sunshine?
Oh yeah, he's good in that. These are old Ruffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but like you said, modern Ruffalo.
These are all
Yeah,
old
the-
Ruffalo
Well,
movies.
modern
has he
Ruffalo-
been good since
Yeah, man,
Eternal
Poor
Sunshine?
Things. He was
That's what I'm
incredible. He was genuinely incredible in Poor Things. But Kat
Yeah.
doesn't like Emma Stone, and I kind of
No.
want to dig into that just for a quick sidebar here.
Oh, she was that girl with the one eye in, and then she took her other eye, and she was like, Sorry.
What is your beef with Emma Stone though? 'Cause
Oh, right, okay.
I am in love with Emma Stone.
So Emma Stone, for me,
Yeah.
she's the this generation's version of Anne Hathaway.
What do you mean? It's the same
What's the
generation.
problem with Anne Hathaway?
It's this kind of... She's a blank bit of paper that can then become a character. But the problem is, it's still a blank bit of paper.
Oh, you've not seen good films with her in?
No, I haven't.
Right.
I haven't.
Okay.
Like, the last film I saw Emma Stone in was fucking La La Land.
Have you seen Easy A?
Years ago.
She
That's a
she
fun
ruined La La Land
Kinds of
for
kindness.
me.
Fucked up.
But wasn't she in Zombieland?
She was in Zombieland. Yeah.
She wasn't like...
But Superbad.
Superbad was good because of the guys.
Because the guys.
Because of the guys.
The fact she got headbutt in that film doesn't matter.
Have you seen the female Superbad film that came out a couple of years back? Booksmart.
Yeah.
You
No,
don't?
I didn't.
That's good.
I didn't.
They just gender swap Superbad. It's good.
But when they gender swap stuff, I'm like, oh.
No, but Superbad, it makes sense.
Like what they did with Ghostbusters. I'm like, oh.
I think they have had some good girls going out. Sort of, I haven't like Mean Girls was a really good. I mean, as an adult man, I was able to watch Mean Girls and like understand all the.
Mean Girls is incredible.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to hate that film the whole way through, and
You
it was
can't though.
Yeah.
Did you watch Sugar and Spice? Remember the cheerleaders?
Yeah.
I had that on DVD.
Was it with the dancing?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So Alex had to watch like all these girly teenage things that I had on DVD.
Nice.
You know.
Well,
Big
not another
Brothers.
teenage movie.
Yeah.
What was that?
Freaking love that film.
Hey,
Best-
wait!
Wait,
Naked
Spiral.
Gun. They're doing a new Naked Gun.
Stop it! Stop it!
Liam Neeson.
Rustle
the notes quickly.
Liam Neeson.
No,
Liam
no,
Neeson is Frank Drebin.
Stop it! Stop
Yeah,
it,
no,
stop
you're
it.
right. You're right. Yeah, they
No,
are
no,
doing
no.
a new Naked Gun.
No,
Liam-
no,
Mr.
no.
Tucken is in it.
What?
Yeah.
We've...
And it's meant to be his son. It's meant to be the same world. So
Stop
O.J.
it.
Simpson is still in this.
Stop it!
Do you think he can pull it off?
He died.
Huh?
No, he can't pull it off, man. Because
Can't... This actor. Okay.
he's not trying to lose his accent
No.
at all.
Well,
He
then he
goes
needs
to-
He's like,
No.
father.
I'm Alex. It's this year.
Oh wow, it's coming out soon.
It's coming out.
It's coming out in August.
I'm done.
Pamela
Alright.
Anderson's in it.
I'm done. I think.
Lisa
it's
Marie
official.
Presley as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
fuck off. I'm
We
done.
doing
I'm done. I'm exiting.
Cinema's
I'm going,
cooked.
I'm
That's
going
it.
to the next reality. Alex, you coming with?
Yeah, I'm with
Hold
you,
on, let
man.
me
Get your sling ring out.
Dude.
For those that can't see, the
what the
cat's
fuck, man?
casting some kind of magic spell to
Yeah.
get us the fuck out of this.
Somewhere between.
Just leave things alone. Like there's a reason we don't have slapstick comedy like this anymore because we don't have slapstick actors who could do it.
I mean,
like,
they're going to remake Airplane at some point, aren't
Oh no. Oh, I just.
This is
wanna
why I don't do
cry.
spoof movies anymore, man.
Like
It's like-
only the Wayne brothers. Even then, I feel like they've moved on from spoof films. you know?
Message.
Like we've just had bullshit like epic movie and rubbish. You know,
Yeah, they got really bad after.
they got terrible. And Mel
meet
Brooks
the-
is too old to do a spoof film. He's retired.
they? Well, Mel Brooks did that. The last thing he did
I'm so upset. About this.
was that. Have you ever seen his film, The End of the World? Oh, sorry, no, The History of the World, Part 1.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's like a sketch film. He did like a TV show version of it with a bunch of new comics all doing sketches based on his original work. Which is
That's
really
really
cute.
good.
Yeah, and they like Mel Brooks introduces it, and they like AI him onto this like big muscle man.
Oh, it's so
Hello, ladies and
It's
gentlemen.
like a young
So
Mel
good.
Brooks,
Just like-
but just with so many muscles.
This is how I want you to remember me.
Mel Brooks never looked like that.
Oh my god.
Back
it's
home in the
bad.
old country, I look like this all the time.
Like as a director, writer, and whatnot, and comedian, he's done.
He's one of
really
my favourite
well.
people.
100%.
It's mad that
Like-
he's still alive.
Yeah.
Is he still going?
Can we touch wood, please?
Yeah.
Can we
Mel
touch
Brooks
some
is
wood?
still alive.
He's still alive.
He doesn't need you to touch wood. He's Jewish.
I want you to touch gold.
I don't know, man. It's been a bit of a rough couple of years.
Carl
like-
Reiner died a couple of years back, didn't he? Which was just adorable. I mean, those two apparently used to hang out together because I think both of their wives passed away.
My guy's
And so they would
98.
spend every evening together watching like The Price is Right, eating deli
See,
food.
that's the beginning, you know. When you lose your best mate in your old age, it's like, what's the point? Deuces up. I'm late. I'm off.
Well, Mel Brooks, no, that'll be a real problem for me when Mel Brooks
Oh,
passes
gosh,
away.
can we touch wood, please?
98 years old.
So
huh?
back to Mickey. All right, Mickey
17.
17. See, you spiraled. You can't win about
No, I'm very
spiraling.
good at spiraling. I can't complain.
Freaking, okay, can we all just say something positive we liked and then something that we didn't like?
You made it sound like A&A, like
Yes.
Alcoholics Anonymous, like.
Go on, Alex. Something positive you liked about it.
No, I could say I feel like the story travelled alright after when you got to the conclusion. I just wish the aliens weren't just like spoof aliens, like
Spoof.
do you know what I mean? They didn't really do much.
Just,
of
like,
it.
took it, like, hey,
I mean,
it's like-
could we draw the comparison to Starship Troopers?
That's what I was
for a
thinking.
second?
The Hive Mind, Starship Troopers, but like
That is
actually,
very much Starship Troopers.
But they never actually did
Wait,
any
we're talking
violence.
about the
They-
same Starship Troopers, like the Kandathu. Yeah. We're
Would you
comparing-
like to know more?
Yeah, I would. I didn't realize that whole thing was like super fascism, like spoof. But anyway,
Yeah, but well, you do
yeah.
know that. So the first shot in Starship Troopers, the propaganda film where you see the soldiers hanging out with the kids and shit,
Yeah.
shot for shot, directly taken from Leni Riefenstahl's Triumph of the Will, like Nazi propaganda film from 1940.
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought when I was a kid,
The director grew up in Nazi-occupied Netherlands.
Well, the thing
This is why.
Well, you got to realize.
It's a really interesting piece of work.
You
yeah.
realise the key
The book
moments,
is
even
super
for kids watching that movie, is when they say you can earn your right to be a citizen or something like that.
Yeah.
Where like it's our right wherever we are watching it at the time.
Yeah.
We were citizens, so if you had to earn that right by doing a service, for the
Military
nation,
service, yeah.
then that means that's a tiered. There's a
It
tiered
is,
system.
yeah, 100%. So the guy that wrote the book Starship Troopers, Robert Heinlein, which I did read, because he's written other sci-fi books that I really like, but that book specifically is super fascist.
Yeah.
And so like Paul Verhoeven read that book and was like, actually, I think I could do a comedy here. And then it came out and nobody realised what he'd done.
Man, is it-
I think because we were kids, I didn't realize. You know, it's only like looking at a video essay like in recent years. Like, oh shit!
No,
seriously?
Starship Troopers is such a good film.
Yeah,
That and
it really
RoboCop
is.
just
the
kinda
2
stand
decades
really
after
well.
the Cold War, there's some movies that are telling us what's happening. One of them is that, and one of them's Idiocracy.
Idiocracy. And I'd also say RoboCop as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, RoboCop. Is
Like
that post-war coming down?
RoboCop mid-80s.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
It was mid-80s, but it was talking about the privatization of the military
Everything.
police state in America, which is what they have now.
Mm-hmm.
Like Delta City and
Talk
RoboCop
about
is,
a freaking circle.
Oh,
Oh, okay. So Mickey
So,
17 people.
something nice about
right.
Mickey. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Kathleen.
Okay, so I really like the relationship between the girlfriend and Mickey. Both forms of Mickey. I thought she like really had his back the whole way, and you could see when he was like
Ride or
going
die.
through the different stuff. Yeah, and how she was actually there and tried to make sure that he had as much human rights as possible, even though he was, you know, this clone. I thought it was really good, and then like the way in which she kind of saved the day and then went on to do great stuff. I'm like, yeah. And I do like the fact that, you know, as a black girlfriend, she's not a disposable. There's this whole notation of disposable black girlfriend. So showing that someone's not racist because they hate someone black, but then also she dies or also she's disposable. So yeah, I was really impressed with that.
Cool.
I think I'll agree with that, yeah.
Yeah, I also agree with that. I mean, like, one of the best things about that film, I think, actually, was the romance. It was really well fleshed out. I liked the kind of potential thruple situation that they tried to get into at the end of the film. That was hilarious.
We all would do that. I was watching that, like,
100%. If it was the other way
fucking do
around,
that.
I would do it. Yeah, without even an issue. And do you know what I mean? Just be chill about it. It's just you.
It's just you. Like, it's just W. It's all good. I love how he had to shout out like a sexual position. She got it automatically. I was like, well done.
So yeah, I really enjoyed the romance aspect of it, which is quite rare for me to say about a film like that, I suppose. I did like some of the like the parallels to Starship Troopers because it was clearly trying to do a similar thing, but I also think that that's where it kind of fell off, was weak for me. I really did expect more
Spoofy. It was
I didn't mind the spoofiness of it, but I expected, you know, I didn't mind the slapstick. Like, that's all well and good if the kind of the overarching message, or like, I don't know, your ideas under the film are like chunky enough for that shit to work.
Yeah.
And I felt that like 20 minutes into the film, like, I knew what the score was, and like that didn't change till the end of the film. Like, it never subverted my expectations.
Yeah.
So like, I knew where it was all heading, and like the slapstick comedy just doesn't really add much there. I don't know. I would have liked to be surprised a few more times in the film, because the surprise in that film really came from just fairly kind of basic action movie elements that you usually get, rather than worthwhile changes to the plot.
Yeah.
So, what was your answer to say something good about it?
I like Robert. I thought it was all something good. Shit.
Started good, then it just like.
Say one thing good about it. I was like, wait a sec.
I really like Robert Pattinson's
But it was
performance.
such a good
I thought
answer,
it was a
though.
fantastic performance, and it was really easy to differentiate between Mickey 17 and 18. And yeah, I don't know. Like, it was generally good performances all around, but I wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah, no, I definitely would watch it again.
I think I would watch it again, but
I maybe would,
not
yeah.
focus. I wouldn't be sitting there late at night getting friends over to watch.
Yeah.
No.
If it's on, I'd just have it on.
I'd
the
watch
background.
any one of his other films.
I wouldn't watch
I've watched,
none of the
I've
Twilights.
Watched
Oh no, I'm
Snowpiercer.
talking about the director.
The director.
Oh, if we went.
I would watch
past him.
Snowpiercer. I have watched it a few times because I've wanted to go to certain scenes and be like, oh, I understand that, or what happened to the kid that went into the machine. Like, there's certain parts that are really good in Snowpiercer that I rewatch. But I haven't rewatched Parasite, and I haven't watched any of his Korean films. No,
His Korean films are outrageously good. Have you
So-
not seen Memories of Murder?
Nope.
Korean Zodiac.
Nope.
Oh, so good.
I think I fell out of love with Korean media in 2014 after I went to Korea, and I was like, okay, yeah.
I mean, the country's on a downward spiral, but that's got nothing to like. They make good films.
They
absolutely. Oh no, this is racism happening now.
No,
This
it's
is
not
like-
racism. It's like
You've not seen any of it, like his best film, in my opinion.
No,
is-
I haven't.
Okay.
And when I was heavily into Korea, I could see that they had great actors, great writers, great directors, a really new way of going that I hadn't seen before. But I then also noted the fact they duplicate a lot. They don't change from the script. When they're doing a romance, every single romance film
I don't
will
watch
be
Korean,
the freaking
like
same.
yeah, so
you know?
like I don't know. The good Korean films that I watch tend to be horrors and thrillers. I watch Korean horrors quite a lot. One of my favorite horror films in the past 10 years is a Korean film called The Wailing by
yeah,
Ma Hong.
I've heard great things.
It's a wicked goddamn
I've heard great
film.
things.
I saw his other film recently. That was also really good, Exuma. Bong Joon-ho's film Mother is the best film he's made to date.
I think I've seen Mother.
My God,
I need a pen.
it's fucking harrowing. But it's not a horror, it's a thriller. And it's at the same time, it will make you like laugh out loud and shit. And it does that thing that Korean films do. Some people love, some people don't. But like you will have elements of like a horror, thriller, comedy, drama, slapstick.
Yeah, because like I loved Train to Busan. That's one of my favorite zombie films.
Film. Yeah, it's
Like,
a very good zombie film.
Very, very good. And it's simple, easy, bang. I'm surprised the West hasn't copied it. But I need to get back into it to be, critical enough. We were saying negative stuff, right? About Mickey 17?
Yeah.
No, I didn't think we moved on to doing negative.
Oh, right.
Well, if
Is
you
that-
want,
is
if
that
you
what
want
we're
to,
doing
no, if
negative
you want to
stuff?
say something negative,
Yeah,
you go ahead.
okay, so
Say how you really feel. Damn.
honestly, I feel like everyone outside of like the two main characters, they didn't have enough depth to them, and I was really bored by that. Like his friend, who like basically stitched him up to the loan
I
shark.
don't think I wanted more depth from him though.
He wasn't particularly interesting.
He's such a good actor.
I know, he's a good actor, but
like-
I don't think his character needed more airtime because he was an evil guy. Like.
He was an evil guy, but like, give me why you're an evil guy. You
I
know,
like the
it's
fact
just
he
you're
pop
evil
up
for no
every now and
evil.
again. No, I liked the
You know,
fact
it
he
was-
popped up.
I was just like, what are you doing here, mate?
Look, I mean, because it's a diary story, because he's the narrator.
Yeah.
Most of it's going to be from his perspective,
Yeah.
Patterson's perspective, and for him to continue having a relationship that's that destructive would mean that he'd be caught in a rut, which he is.
He is caught in a rut.
But he
I just
does
want him
actively
to-
try and kill him as well.
I wanted after
18
the whole
does.
bit of trying to kill him, like for the loan shark bit. Why did he then not go? Why are you doing this? Why did you stitch me up back in the day from the orphanage? Da, 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 da. I just wanted a
He doesn't
reason.
really
But I
care
don't
though
think-
anymore,
I
does
don't think he-
But
I see
But
that.
then he pops up at the end. He's like, "Oh yeah, I saved myself from the guy who tried to stab me." I'm like, then why are you? I was just very
That's what I
frustrated
mean.
by that.
I feel
Frustrated.
like I'm trying to find you a pen.
No, it's alright. Don't find a pen anymore. I'm just gonna type it.
I felt like there was a couple of things that I would have wanted to see more of to make the film better. I like the idea, the concept, but I feel like there is a few things that feel like the strike at the time. I think that might have been something to do with the lack of writers on it, extra writers. I feel it could have dealt with the depth with that.
Could have had some more.
And also, I felt like it's one of those shows where like The Office, everybody tried, every little peripheral character took their scene and tried to make something out of their scene.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like here. It felt like Office in Space.
Office
Yeah.
in Space. You know what? I'd watch that shit. If it was Office in Space,
No,
I'd watch
UK
it.
Office in Space.
Oh, no.
Not American Office in Space.
It reminded me a little bit of, if you've seen the Armando Iannucci TV show that was on the past few years, Avenue 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched the first couple of episodes. So
It reminded...
the spaceship that was meant to
Space
be
Cruise
glamour,
with Hugh
but,
Laurie
like,
on it.
Yeah, Hugh Laurie. You watched the
Hugh
first
Laurie
episode with me.
captains a space cruise.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that was actually really good. The one with
It's well written.
Yeah, it's well written.
It's well
But
written,
it's,
but
it's weird.
It's so weird.
And it's
Yeah.
also
So
really
weird.
tense. Cause
So
Yeah.
I'm like, why are there two captains essentially?
It's got that really neurotic dude in it that I really like. Who's like the customer service rep, who's just a real dickhead. Yeah.
And they're all in this. They're in this. The bridge, and they're just pressing empty lights.
yeah.
Like that's their job all day, and they
Yeah.
still, even though they
Still
don't
look
work,
fancy.
they're still going to do it. Like, why are you guys still coming in? We're lost in space.
But
Okay,
I
Captain.
think some of the satire felt like it was from that show. I don't know, weirdly enough.
Yeah, but
Okay.
there was someone there
We need to
who
wrap this
noticed
one.
how
Yeah.
stupid it was. That's sorry, Kevin.
No.
There was someone there who noticed how stupid it was. In a lot of satirical films,
Mm-hmm.
they just go on like it never happened. And the next episode, the big hole in the ship is gone. Do you know what I mean? And like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's annoying. Like, you lost people in that one.
Wait. This feels like a very, very, very slow dig at Star Trek. Watch your mouth, Alex.
Red shirts, man.
I'm gonna get you a
Which
red
Star Trek
shirt.
you're talking about, to be perfectly honest.
Usually Voyager at this point, you know,
What is
or
it?
Enterprise. If you're losing people, it's
Yeah,
those
that's true.
two.
I'd like to know how many people started in Voyager.
There we go.
By the time they make it back,
Because you can't replenish the crew.
you can't
know?
replenish your crew.
You can't replenish the crew. Who's
So by the
lost
end of
is
it, like
lost.
4 people left. Like,
They're trying to get home, right?
like
Is there going to
who's-
be anybody there by the time you get?
They got new alien crew.
just the
Like we
bridge.
replenished it. We just met people and they all spoke English. You know,
Just the
like-
bridge and chief engineer. That's it.
But like those people ain't trying to get home, are they? Like it's not the same home.
Or like I'm still caught up.
Oh, we pick up some people on the way, but they're still for our mission to like getting home.
No.
I think Natasha Yar was my first great
Crush.
death.
Oh right.
Oh, because my crush was Beverly Crusher.
Yeah, no, I told you, Kevin, Crush was mine as well. I
fucking
think
Beverly
like
Crusher,
like
man.
redheads.
I
Remember
think I
them?
blanked
She
it
was
out.
redhead. She was hot in the first couple of
Mrs.
seasons.
Crusher.
I really liked her, like
Mrs. Crusher.
Mrs. Crusher.
her jacket.
Yeah, I mean,
Mrs.
what? You weren't jealous of fucking Wesley?
Yeah. Everybody wants to be Wesley, man. I was
Alright,
like, I want to be on
wait,
this
wait.
ship right now.
Wait, Oedipus,
No,
right
we don't
now.
need to get into this.
No,
we
we
don't.
don't.
We don't need to dig into what. Just take it. Just take it as it comes. You know what I mean? Just accept it.
Lie down, think of Mickey.
Damn. No.
So okay, let's wrap up
I
Mickey.
mean, Deanna Troy was the only one with the skin tight.
If I had to, it was 7 of 9 for me.
7 of 9.
7 of
It's
9.
late Star Trek. from
Wow,
Seven.
we've got to do a
7 of
tier
9.
list of hottest Star Trek
7 of 9
characters.
was so fine. And
Tasha
just
Yar.
that one piece,
Yar.
that one piece, the shiny one piece. I'm like,
Yeah. No, it's hot.
so fine. And I had the biggest crush on Dax. To the point I almost wanted to get the tattoo
Dax is up there.
Yeah.
along the back of my neck, and then like.
I knew some girls who tried to, but they did stars instead.
Yeah. When I saw that being popular, I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good.
I've just got star tattoos on my
Yeah,
edges.
here's my star tattoo on my edge of my hairline. Okay, so I would give Mickey 17. I would give it a 5, to be honest.
Wow, I swear you said 7 a minute ago.
In my head, in my heart, I wanted it to be a 7 up, but it's not there. It's not there.
Okay. What would you give it out of 10?
I give it a 6.
A 6? Okay. Well, I'll probably be like...
4.
6.5.
Wow, Alex.
Yeah, I'll do 6 as well.
Yeah.
6 because it's better than a lot of films. I'll give it 5 then.
Yeah.
With the budget it had, it's gone down. I mean, if it was a real cheap budget movie and they did what they did, I would have said a bit higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made lemonade with
Fair.
chalk.
All right. Then I think it's Mickey's go to talk about the next thing.
Something that I've watched, is it?
Yeah, something.
I'm trying
Or
to
you're
think
excited about? We're not gonna be
Well,
like
well,
sticking
excited.
to
Yeah. We don't have to stick to it.
Yeah, like, 'cause-
Actually, is it Alex's one? No, you did
No.
Mickey 17.
Yeah,
so
I forced Mickey 17.
you forced it into creation.
So what did I see recently? So I saw The Monkey, which people have been talking about. If anyone has seen The Monkey, I don't know.
I haven't yet, and it is on my hit list though.
I kind of loved it. It
Is
was
that the
really
one
cute.
with Dev?
Dev?
Oh no.
No,
No,
that's the
Monkey
King.
Man.
Monkey
Oh, that's
King.
No,
Monkey
so
Man.
The Monkey is literally just like a bullshit adaptation of a Stephen King short story, inverted commas, that he must have written in some weekend in the 80s on like a cocaine binge.
Oh my god.
And it is
Hell of
just
a job.
about a toy monkey that smashes the symbols together, that causes deaths, gruesome deaths. It's very kind of like Final Destination, like a modern Final Destination. There's no depth to it. It's fantastic. The kills are just inspired, like genuinely inspired. Really impressive gore. doesn't take itself too seriously. Like, understands that the fact that the source material is a joke. And makes a film that is a good enough of a joke to kind of match the source material. So I really didn't have any problems with it at all. Some people really hated it because I think they were expecting a little bit more.
I think it didn't take itself too seriously.
It didn't take itself seriously at all.
That sounds like a good idea.
I can't, like, I won't spoil any of the kills because it's just worth watching it to just because, like, within the Adam Scott's in the first scene, and there's like a 3-minute scene where like he comes into a shop and he's like, fucking, I need to give this monkey back. Like, no, like, I don't want it.
I don't want this monkey anymore.
Damn.
And then like a kill happens, obviously, and then the movie begins. It's fantastic.
Okay. I think I've got to check it out. I do want to watch something very scary, but I'm not. Really
It's
sure.
not very scary.
Oh, is it not?
It's I don't know. It's about 2 kids whose father passed away or disappeared, and like he's given them this monkey.
Oh.
And so they have the monkey when they're kids, and then they have the monkey when they're grown up, when they're older. It's not really that scary.
Yeah.
It's not very serious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you recommend it?
I would recommend it. I
Okay.
think give it like a 7, I suppose.
Yeah, sounds cute.
Yes,
Okay,
it
sounds
is a perfectly
doable.
doable film.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. I need to check it out. It has been on my hit list. Alex.
Wasn't you next?
It is,
Yes.
but I think you've got more.
I've been watching. So I watched the latest episode of Daredevil: Born Again. Reborn. Anyway,
Bit of a reborn
yeah,
again.
it's a reboot. No, it's not reboot. It's a continuation, put in the MCU fully of the Daredevil, and it is so much like a thriller.
Yeah.
It and like a political thriller as well as one of those. Like, it's got some horror aspect because of one of the bad guys in it, but it has social commentary, speaks a lot about America today, and how New Yorkers would deal with said politics, the corruption and everything that goes on in the political system, and you know the main antagonist, Wilson Fisk. The Kingpin.
Fisk.
The guy who plays him is an Oscar level actor. Like,
He really is.
He plays it?
What's his name? Daredevil Fisk.
Oh, that's it. Born Again. I keep calling it Reborn. His name is something that I can't see because the cast doesn't come up fully. Which makes no sense because he should be top.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh, Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh no, Frio.
One day we'll do the episode of Kat trying to read things.
Yeah, it's gonna be funny. D'Onofrio.
Can you say Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio in one?
Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
Yeah. For a minute, I thought.
No, you'd have to show her the words and get her to read it. No violence in this space, Kathleen.
No violence in space.
Oh, there's violence in space, or there'll be
Just
I was
down
gonna
here on
say,
Earth.
like,
Yeah,
have you
yeah.
not seen like a galaxy form?
Anyway, Vincent D'Onofrio is doing a very good role. He's taking more of a lead in this because
Can I
it's
just
about
say something random?
I'm trying to read
No, I'm just thinking about Frisk because I feel like
Frisk.
Sorry, Fisk. Fisk.
Officer
Kathleen.
Frisk, stand by.
That's a Freudian slip I've ever heard
Touch
one.
me off some news. No, Fisk. I feel like his portrayal of Fisk is very unique to the point that I don't see someone else playing him, if that makes sense. Like, I don't see someone else playing Blade. I feel like certain people have made a role so unique to them. Even anyone could be a ball guy. I feel like there hasn't been a Lex Luthor that's been like, oh yeah, that's always going to be Lex, you know?
Not even Gene Hackman.
No, R.I.P. Like, Gene Hackman played a very camp version of Lex Luthor in comparison to Smallville's Lex Luthor, which was like really emo and emotional and shit. You know,
I never saw Smallville, but that tracks. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think his surname Rosenbaum. He was just like, my emotions. Why does my dad not love me, Lex? You know, like I feel like Fisk is very unique, and I always will see his character Fisk being the guy. That's what I was gonna say. There you go, random.
Can I finish my review?
Yeah,
now?
my bad. Yeah, let's go for it.
I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
I'm sorry.
I'm joking. No, I think D'Onofrio. Now I can't remember his name. I think his rendition of Fisk is a powerful one because you can see the underlying frustrations, the internal struggles he's having. It's like a giant baby about to cry sort of thing. But like, also it's like the big kid from Recess.
Yeah.
It's
I see him as one of the bald guy from Power Rangers. Like, no, the big guy. Not
Skull, numbskull, or something like that. Anyway, like, yeah, it's just funny, but like for me, because I'm like, he's like, I was thinking about you the other day, and I'm like, bro, just say what you gotta say.
Has he still got a daughter in this one? Is that still in this world? Because like his daughter had her own TV show, I think.
I didn't even remember. It's more of a like, yeah. So there are other players involved, especially Fisk's wife. She took over the business while he was out of the picture. So she is actually a mob boss now. And so there is a third dynamic because they're kind of battling but living with each other, but not battling. They're doing things behind each other's back, but using the same resources. Ooh. And there's that sort of level of play. And then you got, like, you know, an actual villain who he has to fight on the street. But then there's the overarching boss. So, like, they're, like, on opposite sides. And then there's these bad guys and characters in between that are affecting the city of New York.
Do you think this should have been just a Fisk film, TV show, or
no? I feel
very
like
much a Daredevil.
No, because what was moany and boring about the other shows is they've took out of this the other, you know, the long-winded second plot line that came out of nowhere. You know, which I would like to see some Punisher. I want like Punisher just fucking people up for 10
Punisher.
But like this, no, the fights have been visceral, but they've been sparse, which I don't mind. It's just you get this like 2 minutes of just absolute violence of breaking kneecaps and shit, and I'm like, yo, okay, great.
Damn.
But like the build up and the sort of like a spy movie sort of thing, you know, because it's like everyone's hiding from the people knowing the truth. So it's about public perception a lot, you know, and then when things come out, does it actually matter how much it doesn't actually affect things? I've been scared for people to know this about me. When it came out, everyone was like, well, we don't care. We like what you do in your job. So it's kind of a switch around from the traditional politics and everything. So yeah. I feel like everyone should watch it, and I feel like the TV show, the previous TV show, you would have to watch if you started it from scratch, because it does. You don't have to do the exposition with the character build up and the names and stuff, but they do. There's not many characters that have gone from the first show to this. Yeah. They've made a quite a good secondary casting.
That's good because it's been some years now, and if they keep to the years past, then there should be more characters, not just like his best mate and the ginger chick.
Yeah, no, they got moving pretty fast.
Deep.
Like they've been back, but like no, you don't know.
Well, let me know how the ending is like once you finish the finale.
The last episode was on a cliffhanger.
Wait, so it is finished then?
No, I don't know.
Right.
How many episodes this season? If I think it's a penultimate episode. How many episodes? I can't spell episode right now.
Welcome to Cat's
Episodes.
Episode
of
Sodas.
Devil Born Again. Will there be? Thank you for someone else asking.
Keep saying reborn.
18 episodes?
Oh, shame. Where are you at now?
8.
Alex.
Big cliffhanger.
Alex, you're not at the end.
Oh, this is going to be a brilliant season then.
All right, you can't talk about this now because you've done 2 solid weeks of talking about this. You can't
I
talk about
thought
this.
it was finishing.
Alex, you dickhead. You can't talk about it now until
it started the same as Invincible. This got through more shit than Invincible did. I'm annoyed by that show, man.
Alex.
Oh, it costs a lot to draw. What about acting and getting scenes and shit? Special effects, learning kung fu, like. What do you think it's like? That's what I'm saying.
Alex, wait. You're literally talking like, oh, it's the end. It's been really good. You're basically wrapping up the show.
Yeah, I'm wrapping up the show.
And then to discover there's a whole
18 episodes.
10 episodes left.
No, I don't know if that's
Oh,
fake.
man,
I'm going to the Wikipedia.
That was peak voice, man. I love it.
That's why people listen to us.
I need that. So you have a long way to go.
Yeah, and you need to catch up.
I don't know if I'm gonna watch this, man.
Yeah.
It's
No, come
it's
in.
so sad.
You would really like it.
Really?
No, you really like it. No,
Oh,
honestly,
okay.
I'm trying not to say too much because it was the plot. But actually, I think this is the best thing Marvel have done since the Endgame.
That's big.
But you've got to have the patience to sit there and like look at the things that are happening because there are small storylines. Like this little girl whose uncle was a street fighter that he defends, and she goes to find out like her storyline's really cool, and it's not annoying like they shoehorned the little girl into it or something like that.
Is this like to the level of how I needed to watch? What's the one with Jim Caviezel? The one
Person of interest.
Yeah, is this that level? Right. Are you saying that it's that level that I need to watch it? And then when I picked it up, I was like, yes, Alex, you're 100% correct.
I don't think it's got to the point where Kathleen,
okay.
I can't talk to you about this show, and I used to watch this. Don't talk to me again until you watch this show. It's not that
it's
bad
not,
yet.
it's not that point, okay.
Because you've seen it before.
Yeah.
You know Person of Interest?
Yeah.
Like, I was watching that show, and when they
Religiously.
killed off Taraji B. Henson's character,
Jeez.
and it goes on a rampage.
Disposable black woman.
I was like, Catherine, I can't even talk to you about this film, this TV show. You gotta watch it. It's such a great concept.
Then I fucking watched it, and I swear, it's very rare for me to cry, and I was like, tears.
Oh wow.
Tears down my face. Oh my god.
I mean, I used to really love Jim Caviezel before he became a far right little activist. He basically became the character he played in
I was gonna say Passion of Christ.
no, combination Passion of Christ.
Yeah.
And Deja Vu.
I still haven't seen that.
It's one of them greats.
Yeah.
Denzel Washington,
Yeah.
Tony Scott.
Tony Scott film.
I can actually
yeah,
say
yeah.
like, you know that's it.
Yeah. We're talking Tony Scott.
Who the better Scott? I wrote that. I wrote that. See, I wrote that a week ago.
Cool.
But we didn't talk about it, didn't we? We said who's the better Scott.
Yeah, who is the better Scott?
We don't have time for that.
All right, we can bottle that and then because to be honest, I'd quite like to come. I've not seen Deja Vu. I'd quite like to watch Deja Vu and then come with my case.
I think we should make our starting arguments now.
And
well,
I
just like to.
next week.
Yeah, I think just that we should all know on kind of where at the moment we're all floating. Like, what side of this argument would you find yourself in if we were to have a punch up about this in a couple of weeks' time?
Yeah, good point. All right. Well, I was gonna say I'm a Ridley Scott person.
Are you?
Yeah. But let me just pull him up.
Look over
Yeah, I'm a Ridley Scott person.
What has he done for you lately?
Being a part of the Alien franchise.
And
Definitely not
you're
Gladiator 2.
and you're happy that he's part of that Alien franchise right now.
Oh man!
Yes,
All right, if
And
you
you
could,
saw
Romulus, yes. I
but
saw
he
it
had
cinema.
nothing to do with that.
It had his name on it, okay.
But he didn't direct that film.
And his name was on
That's
it.
because Alien is his franchise.
And we're talking about which is the
This
best Scott.
yeah, but
it's under
this
his,
Alien
it's
film
under
has
his
got fuck
umbrella.
all to no, but this Alien
Yes, it
film's got
does.
fuck all to do with Ridley Scott.
It has.
If Ridley Scott
In
had
fact,
his way,
you know what? In fact, it's got Ripley's ship in it,
yeah, understood.
and it's got his alien.
Yeah, you do
Literally his
understand that this
original
is
alien.
somebody else fixing
Oh yeah,
his
of course. Yeah.
his
Fixing the
fuck up.
timeline, giving a quick.
You've seen, I mean, I'm assuming you've seen the later Alien films that came out. So
yeah.
Catherine's seen
That
all of
wasn't
them like
one.
20 times. Like,
No, I'm
Alien
talking about
4.
Prometheus and Covenant.
Oh,
Right, those are the worst
Prometheus
ones.
actually.
Those are the two worst ones, right?
I would.
Look,
yes,
there's a guy who
Prometheus
goes,
was okay.
I
Who
don't wanna
directed
get-
both
Covenant
of them?
Was,
Who
Covenant was terrible.
Who directed Prometheus and
Wait.
Covenant?
Why are we keeping this? Are we keeping this to like arguments
Civil,
later?
let's
The
keep this
arguments later.
Okay, cool. So
Alexander.
you're saying,
Yes.
all right, you're saying that you're more Ridley,
Yes.
and
And you're saying you're more
More Tony.
Tony.
Okay.
Now, can you give me 5 good films from or three best films?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I've got Ridley Scott up here if you want to have any.
I know Tony Scott.
Okay, so for Ridley, definitely Gladiator. I'm gonna say Aliens. And
Fucking Thelma and Louise, eh?
not doing that one.
Thelma and Louise.
No.
That's Ridley.
Yeah. I'm saying, that's a really good Ridley Scott. It's one of my favourites.
Did he do Silence of the Lambs? No, he did Hannibal. Oh man, there's some.
Yeah, I suppose Fab and Louise. But I was gonna say the one with Matt Damon.
Martian.
Yes, Martian. I really like that one.
Do you know what? I would say take his 3 best films
Mm-hmm.
and take his 3 worst films from both of them and see what they would do against each other.
Yeah.
Because I reckon he has some clangers. Like,
So many good Tony Scott.
I heard The Last Duel went down really badly.
Ridiculous.
All right, give me 3. Top 3.
Top 3 is too many for top 3.
Oh,
I don't know.
that's not
Top
good.
Gun is Top Gun, obviously Top Gun. But fucking, I love Enemy of the State with Will Smith.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
the movie.
banger of a
That's a
thriller.
good film.
True Romance, obviously.
Oh, man.
But
That's a Tarantino thing where you got
yeah,
Man on Fire. They study that.
yeah, Man on
universities,
Fire.
man.
It was going to be my other one as well. But these are all fantastic movies. And then if you just want fun as shit,
Days of Thunder.
Days
Hey,
of Thunder,
three.
exactly.
that.
Yeah, no, this
3.
man knows exactly what I'm talking
3
about.
films.
Yeah, but you understand
3.
how many.
Pick 3.
The man is prolific.
3.
I would say, like,
The Hunger.
Beverly Hills Cop 2,
Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Domino. Sorry, I can't believe
Okay,
that.
sorry. So the top 3, yeah, True Romance, fucking Top Gun because it's Top Gun, and what was the other one? Either Enemy of the State or Man on Fire. Enemy of the State because I like the Will Smith film.
So I'll give you. So I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna be the antithesis and say they're the same guy, just with a different first name.
I was we're the same guy with 2 different hats.
Yeah, because
No, because Tony Scott would not have made that Napoleon film, would he?
Yeah.
yeah, but really wouldn't
Like,
would have
I'm
made
not
the A
gonna
team.
Yeah, true.
You see what I
No,
mean?
like,
Or there's some. I think Ridley's got more clangers, but only slightly more.
Ridley has got more clangers, absolutely.
Agent Orange, I never saw that. Gemini Man is a clanger
Yeah.
from Tony Scott after he died somehow.
Gemini.
Losers, he did both Losers and
I don't see this on his list here.
I don't know. Okay, I gotta look up his directing.
This
films
is
then.
directors, shit that he's directed. Yeah.
Give me that. Give me that.
Not that
'cause
many
you had
clangers.
Prometheus on there. I was like, I don't remember.
No, because they always produce each other's films.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Scott
see.
Free.
Spy Game. That was-
Yeah, Spy Game.
Spy Game. Oh man, Days of Last Boy Scout. The first film I saw titties in. Crimson.
I remember really
Crimson
liking
Tide is
that
a good
film.
sub film. It's a fun submarine film.
Unstoppable. Isn't that the same as Pelham? Like
Yeah.
it's like Pelham 2.
Yeah.
Unstoppable. Pelham 2.
Yeah, later Tony Scott is not amazing, but you still have
But didn't he do
90s Tony
what's
Scott.
that one with Sean Connery in the prison? In Alcatraz.
Oh no, that wait, no, the one with Nick Cage.
Yeah, what was that one?
That's fucking Michael Bay.
Michael Bay.
The
Sorry.
Rock.
Michael
It's
Bay.
Michael
The
Bay's
Rock.
best film.
Rock.
It's
No,
Michael Bay's
no.
only good film.
Transformers.
Huh? Transformers.
Yeah, that was his
It's
only good
utter
film.
trash.
Actually, no.
I've
Transformers
seen
and
that.
Bad Boys.
No.
No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you
Bad
now.
Boys
I'm gonna
like
say
it, yeah,
now.
say
The,
Bad Boys.
before the fight scenes in Transformers, it's a great movie.
Yeah, when they start fighting, it becomes ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like before that,
Do you know what I did like? Ain't got shit to do with him. Bumblebee.
Oh, I didn't actually watch the Bumblebee.
It's
solo
basically
film.
E.T. but better.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man, thank you very much. I might actually. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'll check it
suggest
out,
you-
actually.
Yeah,
'cause
Bumblebee
that
is a
brings to my
genuinely
childhood.
heartwarming Transformers movie. It's got
'Cause
fuck
it's
all to do
been-
with
it's
Michael
been,
Bay.
like,
Yeah.
it's
Action
been
in it is
trashed
really
for a long
good.
time.
Well, the way
But,
they
like,
sold it didn't
Make me
really
well up.
sell
No,
me, like-
no, it's genuinely better than E.T. It's basically E.T. It's the story. She finds Bumblebee. Some people are looking for him.
Yeah,
It's very cute.
it's undercover. Oh, that's cute.
Okay. So what was the next one we can do?
Oh, right.
We said the Scots. Which Scots better? But we're
Yeah.
putting a pin in it
Yeah.
while we can make.
Pin. Do
I want an essay.
research.
I want a fucking essay.
Do you know what I
Oh,
mean?
and
This
sources.
is-
I want sources, references, and homework. So.
Fucking sources. I think it was my turn to talk about something, and then we could do M Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, I'll make mine
Alright.
quick because I've only watched one episode, but I watched Adolescence.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm very excited to see it. I do know a lot about it.
I'm not going to spoil it because I actually think Alex, you should watch this too.
I heard it on. It was number 1 on Netflix.
Yeah, so it's a show on Netflix. It's only 4 episodes. It's a British show about but okay, how can I not spoil this? Something happens and this boy is accused of it, and it's about afterwards and the relationship and of him, his father, his family, his community, his school, and you know how this child was affected by so many different things and how they got to that point. because it's such a powerful bit of storytelling, psychologists have jumped on it. It's a real kind of look at the manosphere and the influence on young men, teenage boys, around the world, and the actions that they undertake. So it's quite a powerful bit of work. Just watching the first episode, I was actually blown away by how it's shot. It's so simple, but it feels so raw. The music, the sound, and even the things that people have said.
This is a show that each episode is just shot in one long take,
Yeah.
isn't it, as well?
One continuous long take. It got to the point where I was like, wow, okay, this is drone to person to see, almost to try and see where they've melded it together. But if you think about it as one long take, that's crazy. Everyone's got to be 100% on it.
Yeah.
Even the people in the background. So thinking about it was, really enriching as a artistic piece of art.
Cool.
So
I am, certainly going to watch
I
that
would
soon.
highly recommend.
I'm glad it's creating a conversation because I've seen it on the TikToks and everyone talking about it, and what much from a girl's perspective, they would have wanted to see more from the victim, and I was filling in gaps like from what they were saying, but I feel like it's needed because of the way like a lot of people don't understand how unrealistic the world is if we judge everything by films and TV. There's nothing really, and we're forced to watch that tells us what reality is really like. We have to watch films where they suppress things. It's like, how funny is it on like YouTube, all the censorship there is now? It's like you can't say certain words and certain things, so people are pretending, and now it's more censored than watching the news.
Yeah. I fully agree. And really, that, like you said last week, actually, Alex, the censorship is around, being good for advertising. Yeah. Because it's about like, AdSense and making money, essentially. Don't say fuck, because it, you won't get seen as a good piece to...
And people won't want to put adverts in front of you.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
So, I highly recommend Adolescence. Like, just watching the first episode, I'm like 9 out of 10. It's really, really good.
Is there something that would grab someone like me? Just like, how would you sell it to someone like me?
I don't want to spoil it, but I would say, if you ever had a son and he did something, it's how you would talk about it and how you would overcome it, and would you still love your son afterwards?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah. So I think it's really good acting. Like, just seeing the first... Over to your mic. Just the first episode is really compelling. So I was like, cool. Well done, everyone. Okay, so yes, let's do it, Mickey. Hit me.
All right. I've been on a mission recently to watch all of the M Night Shyamalan films. Don't judge me. Stop judging me. I can see you both judging me.
I'm not looking. I'm looking at you.
I've seen probably most of his films. I love some of them probably more than most people.
Okay.
I do think he's an auteur. I would say that. I would say M Night Shyamalan has a style all of his own, and I think that a lot of people, I don't know, like he gets a lot of flack for no reason, in my opinion, because he's never acted outside of his lane. Like M Night Shyamalan knows what he does, and then that's the thing that he does. Like, he does take mad fucking chances, and I understand you're going to bring up Avatar, but I ain't seen that film, and I've not seen the Avatar television show either, so I'm afraid I can't comment on how I'm assuming he destroyed the possibility of another film coming out for that franchise.
Okay. Cool.
I understand the context, and I do understand the fact that, yeah, he did that, but I'm just going to ignore it for the moment.
The Last Airbender. It couldn't even be called Avatar because of Ridley Scott. Was it Ridley Scott? No, James Cameron's.
James Cameron.
Okay, so...
I do love those films as well, but for a different
There's
reason.
a few films from M. Night that I really like.
Right.
And it's controversial, but I really like Lady in the Water. I really like
That's
that
one of the
film.
ones I've not seen, weirdly enough. And it's very high up on my list to watch next.
I really liked it because of the way in which it was told. I quite liked it.
Apparently it's also batshit insane, though.
Yeah. It's like... What? But if you see it as a fairy tale, then it makes sense. I really like Signs. I have gone back to watch Signs several times. Signs is a good film.
Signs is a great
and I don't even like Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson is great in that film. You've got Joaquin Phoenix. You've got
100%.
children talking like adults.
Thank you.
How doesn't make any sense. Kids don't talk like that. Has M. Night Shyamalan ever had a conversation with a child?
Apparently he's got kids.
Like,
Apparently
Wait,
he's
are
got
you
kids.
pro M Night Shyamalan and are we being
I
sarcastic?
love him. He's
Right, okay.
fantastic. His movies are
But
amazing.
the problem is,
Isn't
he
he?
doesn't know
Doesn't
how
he play
to...
the guy who actually kills his wife in Science? His cameo
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that
his
film.
cameo, yeah.
it's true.
He's,
Yeah.
he's like
He's-
a
yeah.
doctor or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the cameos, the nepotisms in his
Yeah,
film.
like he did this one recently.
Trap.
Was it Trap? Yeah, where there's a psycho at a base at Ario.
Oh yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that. Is it?
Oh,
is-
Alex,
it's good?
it's trash, Alex.
No, it's so good.
Alex,
You don't
it's not
under-
bad,
no,
Alex.
so like I don't understand it. Like this is so Trap was Shyamalan leaning into the fact that this is what I do. Like I really don't understand how people can like that he's misrepresented to a way where like he's just a bad filmmaker. He doesn't do that on purpose. Trap proves that he absolutely does it on purpose. Like that, there's no other way you could watch that film.
It's even worse that his daughter is like
Humans
the main
don't
character
talk
at
like
point.
that. Real humans don't speak like that. It's all kind of like, and it's kind of removed in the same way as like when when you're watching the Sergio Leone films, but you don't see Clint Eastwood talking because it's dubbed over. It's a level of being removed from the film that makes it even more uncanny and weird. The fact that his character just is like that through the whole of that movie.
There's something not necessarily wrong, but there's something misleading about a lot of his films.
Yes,
and
That's
that's
why I
where I
love
feel like he's not trustworthy.
why is he not trustworthy?
Because if
You
the
get your
trailer
money's worth.
says
He's
this,
not trustworthy.
then you watch the film and it doesn't
What did you think was
even
going to
do
happen?
what
do you think was going to happen?
like
in that film?
Old. Have you watched Old?
Oh no, so I'm going to watch that with Sally next week.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Let me think of one that you may have watched. What's his earlier stuff? His earlier stuff was brilliant.
Yeah,
his earlier stuff was brilliant. I don't know when it happened. I think it was The Happening. From that point,
I
it's
love
all
The
just
Happening.
shit.
So it's The Happening is a bad film. I thought it was fantastic. I don't know how to
Okay,
explain
so
this
stop.
over podcast, but like there's this amazing face that Zoe Deschanel pretty much does throughout the entire film, where she's kind of like aghast, but her eyes are wide open and she doesn't blink.
Zoe
And it's like,
Deschanel,
oh yeah, everyone's killing themselves. So I don't know. Do you know the premise of this film, Alex? The Happening.
Oh yeah, no, I remember it coming out.
Okay.
People
Some kind of suicide gas.
suicide thing. Yeah.
Being released but yet, and it's amazing because it's a film about suicide that manages to not be depressing once, because there's none of the preamble to your regular suicide. It's just instant suicide gas. It's again like Final Destination, where like if you breathe in, if the wind is blowing in the wrong direction, you're going to kill yourself in some kind of gruesome and unimaginable way. That's a great premise for a film. Put
not
Mark
Final
Wahlberg
Destination.
in there. Absolutely put Mark Wahlberg in there.
Yeah, you can put Final Destination is not that.
Huh?
And then the Final Destination film, which is coming.
I've seen all the Final Destinations.
Yeah, Final Destination is like.
Can we talk about
We
M
do
Night
need a
Shyamalan,
Final
please?
Destination film right now. This is
Shyamalan.
what we do need right
How do you say his name? Shyamalan. Shyamalan.
I think it's Shyamalan, but I don't
say
quote me.
Shyamalan.
Shyamalan. I think it's
Like
SHY.
Shyamalan.
Shyamalan.
Okay,
Shyamalan.
so I can see where it happened. It was literally The Happening.
The Happening.
From The Happening, all
and then
his
you had
other
Lady in the Wall.
films have been shit.
I'm
so
After
that's-
Earth.
After Earth, yeah, that wasn't good. The Visit, that wasn't good. Split, banger.
No, Split was only good because
Absolute
he went back.
banger.
Because he
Absolute
went back
banger.
to
Split.
But he went back to his origin.
I haven't seen Split yet. I haven't
Split
seen
is
Split.
a thingy. It's
Yeah, James
about
McAvoy.
Unbreakable.
Yeah,
That's
but then he made Glass after that. It was trash.
Yeah, he went back to his old stuff.
Yeah.
And he tried to come back, and Split was wicked because it's a part of this new mini universe.
Have you seen Knock at the Cabin?
Oh
I thought that was great.
I think, for me,
It reminds me of
his
movie.
bag is indie-styled movies where they're cold and not full of all the mods and cons you have in modern blockbusters. And I don't think he is the right guy to give the reins of a big franchise.
No,
which
I
is
agree.
No,
I
it's
agree.
not.
I
Yeah,
agree.
you
I
can't.
absolutely agree.
It's
yeah.
like
And I think
small.
No,
that-
he shines when he makes film in Philly,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's what he
especially Unbreakable.
does. Yeah, 100%.
Like I really
that film takes place in Philly.
yeah, that's why I mentioned it. But the thing is,
so obviously,
because it's, I think that's his bag, and the East Coast New England style stuff he's done, they're all really close. There's not very much wide scope of his best. It's when it's focused, almost like a play. You give him too much, and I don't think he has the will to imprint. Like After Earth there's no other characters to bounce off. It's just them two on the planet and then you got Avatar where it's a big blockbuster. They've got ships firing shit and that. Like this guy should have had the uncle in prison years. That should have been his movie.
Jesus
yeah?
Christ, I would have watched
That
that.
would have been the guy who plays uncle is Mako, right?
Yeah.
And like
Oh,
and like
R.I.P.
He died while he was on the show, so it would have been fucking amazing just to do something dedicated to.
Can I add on to that?
Go on.
I really do think that M Night is really good when it comes to writing something, creating an idea. He is really good at it, but executing the idea, it just falls flat. Like Old is a really good idea. You know, you go onto this beach, and the time on that beach is really quick. So every day is like 5 years or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And it's a really good
Great
concept.
Yeah.
But when it comes to execution, it's just and I don't.
What does that mean?
You know what I mean, Alex?
Womp womp.
Oh, did I not say that?
No, you said. I'm like, are you in the
Is there
dark
something?
or?
Womp womp. But I do like.
Oh yeah, it's womp womp. Yeah.
No, but you need to explain. The
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
so all right, so Old. You haven't watched it.
I've not watched it, so
Okay, I
don't
can't
spoil
talk
it,
about
please.
it then, so I
Yeah,
can't
please
talk
don't spoil
about
it, because I am like,
I can't talk about
ain't nothing like somebody spoiling a Shyamalan movie for you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because then it does take away from it. 'cause
It's like, what was it?
And I think
Sixth
that's one of his
Sense,
other
you know?
weaknesses.
That dude in the toupee, the whole film, that's Bruce Willis.
I gotta say, I think the problem is with those movies
But you
is
didn't know that.
every one of them.
I didn't know.
Every one of those films is lynched upon a moment of either realization or what do you call them? Wow, a surprise in the movie. What do you call
Yeah.
that?
I was about to say Sacagawea.
You know, there's a when you know the not cliffhanger at the end of the movie is a surprise. What do you call that?
Twist.
A twist. Yeah, that's the word. I can't think of the word twist. God damn it.
Oh my God, Mickey, you have one job.
The issue of M Night Shyamalan is every movie has a twist. The
Yes.
ones I've seen have a twist.
Not true.
The ones I've seen have a twist or a dramatic moment of realization for the character.
All of them have a twist.
His endings are mad, but they don't always have twists.
Okay, cool.
Give me one.
Get the phone out.
Shyamalan film
Make a point and have it in your head.
certainly would have since seeing one recently. Science doesn't really have a twist.
Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah, no, it does. Yeah, it's right. Yeah, it's right at the end.
Just prick you with a stick
I tell you what, I did
take
like.
a minute.
I tell you another
Does
thing
Split
about.
have a twist at the end of it?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Unbreakable's twist was almost after the film was. He had his moment of realization where he realized he was a superhero, and then also he has the twist of realizing the person that made him a superhero is actually a bad guy.
Yeah.
And so there's a moment of realization and that twist. So I think it came in one package and done really well there.
Yeah.
I actually really like. That's my favorite. I think
It's a
M. Night Shyamalan.
fantastic film. I think
Yeah.
one of my
I think
favourites as well.
leaving it there. I wanted sequel and stuff, but I
You
think
put me off like swimming pools with covers for years.
that's one of the things Mum did. Mum did that. She just showed me that scene and was like, "What do you do?" I would drown, Mum. I have no context. He goes, he's a superhero, but he survives. I'm like, you're ruining it. And then show that movie for me, Mum.
Yeah.
This is.
This is why I never watched Sixth Sense. I know exactly what's happened. I'm like, yep.
She did the same with Sixth Sense. She did the same thing. We got
But
terrible.
She just keeps ruining our films. But yeah, so like he's a good director, but he's also not a good director. I can honestly say that. He's a good writer, but not a good director. Maybe that's the best way of doing it.
I'll report back when I've watched the rest of his films.
Please do, because I actually want to
But
know
I
what you
am
think.
just like I'm basically just trying to kind of answer the question in my head. Does he really think that's how humans talk? Is that how the world is for M Night Shyamalan, or can he just not write? Or because I know that he can write, so it doesn't make sense to me.
Unbreakable
But
when
can he
he's selling the
write dialogue?
magazine. When he's selling the comic book.
Yeah,
He must have wrote that.
yeah, he did.
I think that's
It's good fucking writing.
conversational.
Yeah.
Because when the guy goes, "Oh, I'll get it from a 4-year-old," he goes, "I don't want to sell it to you." He goes, "Why not?"
I don't know, but like I think about him a lot. I think about his films a lot. So for me, at least, that's a sign of a good filmmaker.
Yeah, no. If
If it's got you like going, then
this is
yeah.
conversation.
But it's generally not about the plot. It's about like the way that those films are made, like why his decisions. And I genuinely don't think that they're all. And I think a lot of people kind of put him in this bag of like, he just makes B movies that always rely on a twist, and he hasn't really, and like he can't write dialogue. He's not got anything going for him. And I do think there's something more there than what most people think.
Yeah.
Give him a fair break.
That's good. At least you're trying to look at his work and give him a fair break. That is fair.
His first
I
movie
think-
is trash.
I think I think I gave up on him. Maybe there's high expectations because there's not many like South Asian directors out there at the level that he entered and stayed at.
True.
And in some ways, which is really bad. He's like representing a whole lot of people, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pressure on his shoulders, and he's a certain type of director.
Yeah. And his movies consistently make money. It's mad.
I don't know who's watching it. Is he just
People
buying
watch
loads of
his
tickets for
movies.
people?
No, people watch his movies like you wouldn't believe. Every
We
time
don't.
his
We don't
movie
have
come out, they
like.
always make money.
We don't have the same analytics as we used to from like rentals, like
Yeah,
Shawshank
oh my God.
Redemption, like. It
Like
would
how
have
many
been,
DVDs were sold?
Yeah, who's still watching it? Like, you don't
box
know.
office. We can't even say box office. This is how many tickets were sold and how many people watched it between this weekend and that weekend.
You can tell box
because
office
people
for his
don't-
movies.
No,
so-
because people don't go cinema anymore.
yeah.
Not to the level
But
that
like,
he did
what his
pre-COVID.
last one, Trap,
Yeah.
that was made for $30 million, made $83 million at the box office.
30 million is very cheap.
Yeah.
To
Yeah,
make
very,
I'm
very
telling
cheap.
you,
Knock
he's
at
an
the
indie
cabin.
director.
Let me tell you know why, because nothing
20
happened in that
million
film.
dollar made over double.
He's
that.
the world's most
Like,
famous
old,
indie director. That's all it is. That's the only issue we have
Old
here.
that cost less than 20 million, made almost 100 million at the box office.
Mickey.
Again,
Mickey, listen to me.
because it's...
He's a weed dealer that couldn't sell coke. Right? He couldn't up his game. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with him. We love him still. We still call him up and we still speak to him. Right?
We'll call him up for the hit.
We're like, you know what? He's still on the same thing, in the same tracksuit, right? Coming to
That
your
gold
door,
Selling the same weed from the noughties.
yeah, asking your mum asking about your mum house. She's like, yeah, she's the same, yeah.
Oh my god.
He stays too long. She's just that guy.
Yeah,
He
alright,
never went
fine.
up. He didn't graduate out of the hood properly.
He didn't.
But
That's
like,
also kind of why I love him as well.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. For the same reason, I really like.
He's
you, right?
kind of he's
time
really
we
down to earth for that
The
reason.
first one is fake.
right.
It's one and a half.
Damn, I'm just stuck with the weed dealer image.
I'm sure like with like a sideways baseball cap and a Adidas tracksuit.
I was thinking tracksuit, you know, top and bottom matching, but not traditional colours. Something like green.
Green.
Green and green.
Yeah, man, how you doing? But M Night
But modern day
Shyamalan.
version, he's
We
wearing
got you
Crocs,
some weed.
you know.
No, all right. So yeah, I was on this M Night Shyamalan thing, right? Shyamalan shit. All right.
M Night.
M Night. I was thinking we've spoken a lot about directors the last hour or so, but I was thinking like, who would have done the films that he'd done better? I feel like the industry at the moment, you either got a director that's got all the leverage or all the say so, or I just don't think there's because the studios are writing the films now and AI is writing the films now and. They're not.
Which is really sad if you think about it. Like a whole industry of people being made obsolete, just so a studio can pump out more.
But that's what the Industrial Revolution did, Kat. So
It's true, I suppose. So if we're going for another form of anyway, going back to what you're trying to say, I do think I can't think of another director who can do it the same way that he does it. If that makes sense. Automatically, my mind goes to Steven Spielberg, but he wouldn't do the films that he
wouldn't
did.
have made those films.
There's elements of it, obviously.
he would have made the Last Airbender if paid him enough.
He would have, yeah, but a lot of Shyamalan films that he wouldn't have made.
No, he wouldn't have touched them because his stuff is more family friendly for one, and
I don't know who.
it's not as risky.
Actually,
They
with
would
E.T. and E.T. and Super 8, if you went back to sort of those kind of film routes, they would have been
Super 8.
Yeah, Super 8.
Isn't that J.J. Abrams?
Oh shit! Yeah,
Yeah,
actually, it is JJ.
It was-
I think the other one, The Fablemans, that's him.
The Fablemans.
That was his most recent one. I want to say.
Yeah, I saw that.
But like the stuff he was doing in the 80s, I think he could have.
I fucking hate E.T. I hate it with a vengeance.
Why? Did you hate E.T.?
Fucking cannot stand that.
Why'd you
film.
hate E.T.?
Sugar-coated bullshit nonsense. Ugly looking fucking alien. Like I just don't like. Again,
Wow.
Bumblebee is the better ET film in my opinion.
Wow. Okay.
I hate Close Encounters as well.
Yeah, it was boring.
I don't think it's boring. I just think that it's
Boring.
got like the worst fucking message out of any of the Steven Spielberg movies.
What's the message?
Huh? Go like desert your starving family on Earth to go hang out with fucking aliens. I mean, isn't that what he does?
Were they starving? Were they starving?
Well, whatever. Like his family clearly needed help,
Okay,
and he was
speed round.
chasing aliens. Never mind.
I'm going to ask you Steven Spielberg films. You're going to say like yes or no.
All right, yeah, go on.
Okay, Schindler's List.
No,
I
I hate.
the shock
Schindler's
on your face.
I've got real problems with Schindler's List. But
Okay,
whatever,
Jurassic
you can
Park.
Yes.
The Fablemans.
Mid. Yeah, it's good. It's fine. I saw it.
Jaws.
Yes.
E.T.
No.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes.
Ready Player One.
No.
West Side Story.
No.
Saving Private Ryan.
No.
Catch Me If You Can.
Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently he's on it.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones. One of them. Any of
The
them.
second one's the best one.
Oh!
That's it. Thank you so much for coming to
Yeah,
our
well
podcast.
done. That's it,
Had
we're
a great
done.
time. Mickey, we're gonna crucify him now. We're gonna literally pin him on.
That was the last time we heard of Mickey.
Kalima.
Oh my God, Alex.
I'm so glad he
Alex.
has an opinion we can argue with.
Yes, exactly.
Bring me
It's
back.
It's good that you're not like just repeating things. But I
fine.
can't believe you said the second one.
The second one.
What?
Have you watched
What,
Crystal
the new
Skull?
ones?
Crystal
No,
Skull
I
number
ain't seen
4?
none of the
Number
new
5?
ones. No.
I think.
No,
I'm
no.
playing
Don't-
the game right now. It's good though.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's real fun.
Okay.
Yeah. Indiana
Jones
Jones
game.
and the Great Circle.
AI.
Video game. Huh?
AI.
No. Or I-
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Tintin.
Tintin. What?
Do you know that was
no.
alright,
Yeah,
you
they did a
know?
movie. War of the Worlds.
It's alright.
Minority Report.
Wait, no, stop.
Yeah.
How can you say War of the Worlds is good when the shit you just said was bad? Stop it.
War of the Worlds? The one with Tom Cruise in it?
Yeah, that was awful.
It wasn't good, no. I enjoyed
But you said
though.
it was alright compared to...
Right.
I
what?
don't like E.T.
Compared to
but I
what?
like War of the
E.T.
Worlds.
Fucking hate E.T.
Yeah, but for personal
Yeah.
reasons, not for the value of the movie.
Alright, War of the
obviously.
Worlds is a no. I would say no for War of the Worlds. In general, it's not a good film. No, correct. Yeah.
The Terminal.
No. I had to go see that once. When did it come out? What year?
94. Oh, sorry,
No,
sorry.
The
2004.
Terminal. 2004, yeah. So I was underage. I went to the cinema. I bought a ticket for The Terminal, tried to sneak into another film.
How is
They
Terminal...
caught me, made me watch
Well,
The
stop!
Terminal.
Terminal's a you movie. There's no violence in that movie whatsoever. How are you underage for it?
No, I'm saying I bought a
You
ticket
bought
to
a
The
ticket
Terminal
to do it?
to go see some
Someone else.
other
All
horror
right,
film.
all right. You were stuck
And
in
then,
it.
but then I got caught. They pulled me out of the horror film, and I had to watch the fucking Terminal. So I think that's why. I think it's the only time I've
shit.
seen that film, and I've
I'm
got
sorry,
a thing
dude,
out
you're
for
so
it.
You went to the cinema.
Okay.
Forrest Gump.
Last one. Oh yeah.
Oh
Forrest
God,
Gump.
no.
Hook.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, you gotta love Hook.
I was just like.
That's my childhood.
I was worried for a second.
It's absolutely
you've
my
been throwing
childhood.
some crazy hands, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, fair enough.
I feel like you're...
Once the mics go off, you can ask me about Schindler's List.
Oh, wow.
It'll start.
Oh, God.
I'm just getting close. Thank you so much.
Schindler's List. Kevin, what else is on the list?
Oh shit! I'm close.
Is there anything you started to coming up soon? Or we should move into that.
Things that are coming up soon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Personally for you
Oh, personally for me.
on your list.
Oh, okay. Coming up soon. I don't have a list of things coming up soon. It was more like, because we spoke about a lot last week.
Well, Naked Gun. What do you think about that?
I'm so upset. I cannot even.
We
I
should all
cannot
go see
even.
that though.
I'm looking forward to The Accountant too. Now, I'm sorry, but I actually really enjoyed the film, the first one, just because it was very like skin deep. It wasn't just an autistic guy who is also like a trained assassin and like an accountant. So and like, but this one, I think they developed it a bit more and they've loosened things. And look, because the Punisher's in it. He plays his brother. They were enemies until the last scene when they realized they were brothers in the first film. Spoiler alert, but we've already talked about it in this, so no spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
But like I'm saying, I think it looks like for a film just to watch for the sake of it and not get too deep and not have to think about it after you watched it. I think it looks quite exciting.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
Sick, man.
Accountant 2. Well, that's it. Like Accountant 2.
Accountant 2.
But no, there's some good stuff coming out. But I love horrors, man. Like I think they just stopped making them at Valentine's, Halloween, and then they finish now.
I feel like bringing out a horror during like Halloween is like overdone. So I feel like some of the best horrors actually come out in the summer, which is weird.
Yeah, it's true.
Fantastic Four.
I remember one horror that actually always stays with me, and I don't know if you guys have seen it. It Follows.
Yeah, it's a fucking great
That-
film.
It's a simple film,
Yeah.
and it's so it sticks with you.
Yeah.
And I think certain films like that, they do best when they come out in the summer.
Everybody was talking about that when it
Yeah.
came out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, when I was talking to you earlier, the director's second film was that one with Andrew Garfield I was talking to you about earlier. That's very much like Inherent Vice, but kind of falls flat. Under the Silver Lake.
On the
You know,
Silver
as
Lake,
well.
yeah.
It was weird because his first film, It Follows, was just so good, and it was like a tight 90-minute horror film. And now he does like a 2.5-hour kind of sprawling LA mystery thing, and it just
Like, you know, when
it's
they
a
get
shame.
too much money and they just
Nah.
like lose their source.
It was like his second film though, so it's like I don't know.
You expect
like,
that maybe fourth.
fucking reel it in a second,
Yeah.
and like figure out who you are first before you
Take a
decided to do the one for you. You know,
Yeah.
Like-
Take a minute, take a
Yeah.
breather before you go crazy. All right. Well, fair. There's a few. Oh no, they just come out with the same bullshit. Really. Another Avatar. I think. There's
Oh,
going
I'm
to
so
be
excited for that. I'm gonna get fucked up and go to the cinema. It's so much fun.
Pixar, Disney. They're all bringing out the same stuff. So
Pixar. I mean,
yeah,
so no, I'm like,
I have a more solid list next week. I think.
I think solid list.
Solid list.
Are they doing like How to Train a Dragon coming out?
something now.
It's live
Oh,
action.
the live action.
Oh, what?
So yeah, they're
Okay,
doing.
yeah, no, I'll watch
But like everything looks the same. I think you got the guy from 300, Gerard Butler.
Oh yeah, because he was the original voice of the dad.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I really like Jay Baruchel in it though. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Hey, this is real
It's,
action.
obviously,
Looks
it's
great.
got a
Not
lot
gonna
of
have him
controversy
anymore.
because of the girl they got to play Astrid. The character is blonde hair, blue eyed, but they got a mixed race girl
who
to do
gives
it.
a shit?
No one gives a fuck, but still,
Who
like
gives a shit?
the
Frozen
evil
3.
internet went and they lost their noodles for a second. Yeah, and I think it goes back to blind casting. Just pick the best actor.
Yeah. I mean, makes sense.
There is the second season of Andor coming out, which
I'm halfway through the first at the moment.
are you still what?
Yeah.
So
I picked it up again.
it's one of those shows that has two plot lines.
Yeah.
It has two lines almost, and I'm not sure because the first episode he's looking for his sister he hasn't seen in God knows, but that whole storyline doesn't come back into it for the rest of it.
Right,
but the fact he went to look for and is asking questions is what is got him into the rebellion.
Yeah.
But,
it is. It's the most political Star Wars thing I've seen. It's some of the smartest, I think. Yeah.
But for me, I was never going to be enthusiastic about the first season because I didn't like Andor in
In the books or something.
no, in Rogue One.
Oh.
Man, he was such a fucking bitch. That's why I'm
An
so
angry
sorry, the way I said
Spanish
that.
dude.
Yeah,
like-
true.
It was just like the betrayal, the betrayal of his behavior.
And I think they tried to redeem his character a bit too late in the movie.
Yeah.
So I was a bit like now they're redeveloping the character, and I think it's working for me. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I couldn't get on board with them making a show about this guy. I'm actually liking the fact that it's got lots of violence and everything to it. What are you doing, Kathleen?
I was trying to put something up on a Weviewd, but I almost put on the wrong Instagram
Oh,
account. I was like,
let me get a picture.
He's taking a picture of you now. With like
Cat,
a
smile.
yeah.
Smile though your heart is breaking. Anyway,
It
so
was close.
So like, there's
said
that.
the
I'm
account.
looking forward to that. It's meant to come out at the end of the month, like 20th.
Nice. I will be looking forward to that as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I feel like Disney finally have the chance to start putting some good stuff out. So
Yeah, but you know they're gonna fuck off the Mandalorian.
Oh,
like,
big time. But isn't
it's
it?
already-
Mandalorian
But I'm
and
kind of done with
Grogu?
that now. Anyway.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I think it's a film. That
Yeah, it's a film
next
that-
yeah,
year.
that's what I'm
some
saying.
Mandalorian.
They've fucked up so much they couldn't be asked to do another season of it.
Also, like, what's his face?
Is it
He's
still
busy
Jon
now.
Favreau as well, doing all of that Mandalorian shit?
I think he's kind of been pushed out a lot.
I think he's gone
Because his stuff
upstairs
was
a bit
good.
more.
It was.
Yeah.
Mainly, it feels like it's
Dave
Feige.
Filoni. Dave Filoni.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
The-
They shoved Favreau out of all of this stuff now. A lot of this stuff he was doing seemed to be quite.
Firstly,
good. He was a fan.
Firstly,
like,
he
serious
made the
fan.
first Iron Man
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
he did, yeah.
never did another MCU movie.
I know.
Became a side character in it.
Yeah.
Like, people don't realize
He
that
just
the
wants to be
butler
involved.
was the fucking director of the movie.
Yeah.
Or the driver.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. No, I love him. Have you seen Swingers?
No.
You know what? One of
I've
my
seen
favorite
Swingers-
films with him is Chef.
Chef.
I
love
love
Chef.
that film.
It's fantastic. It's one of my favorite comfort
Yeah.
movies to
Yeah.
watch just on.
Relax and the food and the music, the soundtrack for it is so good.
He wrote and directed that as well, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really.
What's the
talented.
other film he did with Matthew Vaughn?
Swingers.
Yeah, there was a second movie they did.
Oh, they did something else as well, didn't they?
No, not Swingers 2, though.
Oh, Wes Anderson's got a new film coming out.
I don't care. I watched the last one. It was naff.
Can I say,
Asteroid City.
Oh yeah,
I-
that was like had too many people in it.
Wes Anderson is like the David Bowie of director of
My head
film
just turned.
because everyone's got their own favorite top 5 or top 3 things. David Bowie songs.
Many of his films.
Sorry, no.
So
There's a lot of people that don't like him at all. Yeah. Like I liked Royal Tenenbaums when it first came out.
Yeah,
she couldn't stand it. Right, and now she likes it.
Yeah.
I hate the movie. Right,
Yeah.
I love Grand Budapest Hotel.
I love that film.
It's a delightful movie. It's just it shows
ending was very
it has
sad.
shades of the sad tragedy of World War II Europe without actually dwelling on it too hard. Do you know what I mean? I liked that about the movie, and
I like Rushmore. It's a good film.
see, look, then so because when you're talking about the Coen Brothers film you watched recently, what was it called?
Oh, A Serious Man.
A Serious
I
Man.
think that's my favourite Coen Brothers film.
Yeah, I would.
It's taken me a while to get here.
I'm saying for me, I have a totally different.
No, it's not my least favourite.
What you want?
Oh, brother, out there.
Yeah, that's probably one of the most influential ones because it brought a lot of people into that genre of music.
It's true.
And redeemed George Clooney from being
ER.
but people thought he was just there for the
hot guy.
look.
Yeah, and
sure.
Batman.
Yeah, he actually put in an acting performance in that one.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't have the shock and surprises that a normal Coen Brothers film does.
And actually,
Takes a turn that you're not surprised.
in a weird way, I think it's my favorite retelling of
The Odyssey.
The Odyssey, yeah,
Right.
yeah. So I quite like it for that.
So
Even
yeah,
though The Odyssey now is, I swear, it's coming out as a movie next year.
yeah, I think
Like
they're doing
a
it
big
again
one.
and again and again. But no, so I mean, everyone's got a different Coen Brothers film. You know,
Yeah,
the same
true.
way they've got a different Wes Anderson film, and like. It is so weird how starkly different some of the takes they've taken. You know,
Tarantino, then. What's your favorite Tarantino?
His face.
I don't even know. I mean, it's probably Pulp Fiction, isn't it? I don't really care for any of his like new films at all.
Not Django?
No, I didn't like that. Yeah, it's
Hateful Eight?
probably it's probably. No, I didn't like that.
I think
The only one that I kind of liked recently was the Nazi one, wasn't it? The
Inglourious
See, look, I hated that
I
movie.
didn't like that film.
The first 10 minutes, best film, best.
I enjoy
Best acting for the last
ripping
20
piss
years.
out of Nazis to kind of like that extent. It makes me smile. I enjoy
Yeah,
it.
of
There's
course.
something
Of course,
vindicating.
I loved like the conversational stuff. You know,
Yeah.
Fassbender at the table. Was that Fassbender?
There's the German, the German beer hall
Yeah.
scene and the opening scene. Like they're marvelous directors, but for the overarching plot, you introduce all these guys that are Nazi hunters, but you only see them hunt like 5 Nazis, and then they're on a mission the rest of the movie.
Sorry, my favorite Quentin Tarantino film is Jackie Brown, but
I was
it's,
gonna
barely,
say
it's
that,
barely
yeah.
it's barely a Tarantino film, so I
I
can't
love
get why
Jackie
people
Brown.
are pissed off with me for saying that.
Really?
Such a good film.
So as you said that, I got like a film grain to my eyes. Like, I was like, my eyelashes made you look like you're in a film grain.
Jackie Brown, man, it's a banger.
Jackie Brown is a
It's
really
such a well-written film. That's because he didn't really write it that much.
Jackie
but
Brown I really liked, and I also
And it's
really
the
like Kill
least
Bill.
Tarantino film.
I
But
like-
yeah,
I
it's
really
alright.
like
if
Kill Bill.
do you know what Jackie Brown reminded me of? Who's the Guy Ritchie sort of style, where there's a lot of build up, and everyone clashes at the end, and there's a surprise, like M Night Shyamalan sort of thing.
No, I think it's like it's a well put together thriller. It's got some funny bits in it.
It's a
what's in it-
caper.
Yeah, it is a caper. It is, but it's like
So
it
what's the difference
suits.
between a caper and a heist then?
It's not always about money.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Get you got to rescue someone, or you got to save the girl.
I do really like what's his name.
Stop
in
the
it?
bomb.
The guy who falls in love with Jackie Brown.
Oh yeah, that actor.
He's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
great.
He's really good.
He was really good, and he was just getting into soul music as well. The Black Girlfriend effect, cat.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
Black
god. No, listen,
Didn't
Robert
I
Forster.
do it,
Effect hits you
baby?
early.
Yeah.
Didn't I? Like, well, bro, like this is tape. I mean, this is tape. Just got it on repeat, like.
Fucking De Niro's great in it. I mean, it's just
Yeah, when he shoots,
what's a Fonda? What's her name?
Yeah.
Fonda,
You know what? I need to
Bridget
go
Fonda?
rewatch that.
It's a
man,
great-
'cause,
it's a
like,
great
The whole
film.
bit with Chris Tucker was brilliant.
So when I first got DVDs, one of the first sets was the box set.
DVDs.
This whole podcast, I haven't
Do you
been able
guys
to get through
remember
a sentence before you guys say some shit, man. DVDs.
CDs, DVDs.
I'm here for the gangbang.
I'm
Sorry.
here for the gangbang.
Such an innocuous line in a random.
I might have to run to the toilet very quickly.
Yeah,
I
no,
actually
we're
have to
gonna
duck out. 'Cause
we're gonna wrap up soon. We're gonna
Okay.
wrap up soon. I don't know what I was saying there. See, look again, Camden, you guys. Just, and I know I'm saying I bought a box set, and I never seen Jackie Brown before because I wanted just to get the Reservoir Dogs and the Pulp Fiction, and it came with Jackie Brown.
Oh,
And so
I remember that. Yeah.
I probably watched Jackie Brown the most because I gave Pulp Fiction away, and Reservoir Dogs probably got watched too much, and so all I had left was the Jackie Brown, and I fell asleep with the DVD on, and it was the Sissy Strut.
Sissy Strut, What was the other big tune that they had in the end? Cross 112th Street, was it?
That's the opening. That's the opening one. When she's walking.
Yeah, that is the
It's
intro.
so good.
That's such a good intro.
That shot just.
Yeah.
The problem is talking about someone in New York and it's set in LA. That's
Like,
just,
you don't really need to know shit about her when that film starts. It's just like, I know this.
Okay, let's wrap
But
up.
no, that she sings it at the end of the film as well, doesn't
Did she?
Yeah, when she's in the car, she sings it to herself. I think it is the same tune.
Full break. I like it. Let's say goodbye so you can blah, blah, blah. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for being on our podcast, Mickey. It's always a pleasure.
Anytime.
Oh,
Like, seriously. You
and
don't wanna-
seriously, do your homework, okay? Because the Scott Brawl, the Scott Brawl
All
will
right, so
happen.
but that could happen like months away now. We're gonna have to do presentations.
No, I'm going to make some notes and I'm going to keep
I want,
them on
I
my
want
personal
presentations. I want it double spaced.
Listen, PowerPoint.
I'm in teacher mode right now, bitches.
Thank you so much for
authority.
listening to our podcast. And yeah, do check out the stuff, even though we rarely post online. Please do check us out and ask us any questions. We shall answer. Alex, thank you so much.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go for it.
Like, you're doing a whole closeout.
You just didn't talk, so I was like, I might as well.
I got to open my mouth. It's like
My bad, Sars.
guac. Anyway, guys, thank you for coming. The date is Wednesday, the 9th of April, 2025. Because we got to say this in our episode so people know where we are. And at the end, when we are.
Where or when we are.
And what happened?
Travel bullshit.
Just to close out, last week we spoke about the last episode. We spoke about the favorite interfaces of like all the streaming services, and the one I put at the bottom, like they must be listening to us somewhere because they Now TV rebuffed the whole service. And now it's smooth. And now it takes seconds to watch something instead of watching this wheel go around in circles. So I feel like if I could play about it now, and you don't post the episode from last week, this whole 5-minute rant is going to go out the window. Anyway,
Good point,
you guys have a very good night. Catherine, say your last words.
All right. Oh, shit.
Sorry.
My last words would be, all right, crap. That's dark, man. That's dark. Yeah, thank you, and good
It's
night.
fine because they're siblings.
It's fine because she'll respawn.
I know, like, he saw me coming to the wall to see me exit.
Oh, I still didn't talk about the end of interior.
Alex, it's probably got 8 other episodes you haven't seen.
It's got half a season. You said it was cancelled last week. No, it was, yeah. They're all in the TV show by HBO. That's it. Hulu. The end. Bye. Everyone have a good one. Bye.